Grand Rising. Hey, y'all. Hey. Oh, happy afternoon. What is it? It's 12:30 in Florida. Hey, pretty girl, Suzanne's by Tasha. Welcome in. Welcome in. Hey, be pretty. Hey, Miss Loretta. How are you guys? Hope you're having a great day. What y'all up to? What you up to? What you up to? Are you guys designing? I'm kind of sort of designing, not really. Um, Not really, not really. Got my heart out, Tasha. I had to go get me another pump. I had messed up my pump yesterday. I was trying to get them blown up, and for whatever reason, it stopped pumping air in. So I had to go out and get me another hand pump. I say I'm gonna invest in me a good one eventually, but how's things going? Hey, Miss Cyrus, how are you? Things are going well. How are you? What you got going on? Happy Sunday, everyone. Get out of the way. Get out of the way. I am looking for my container of wipes. They were on this table. Were on the table. Take these shoes down. Miss Doris says, good. Just saying bye to the kids. They're going to Africa. It's so snowy here. Very nice. Well, I hope they have safe travels. They enjoy their trip. Sounds like an awesome destination to be leaving to go to. Where do I see wipes? Like, what is the deal? Where did I put them? I literally just had them. Literally. There's a paper towel will do. Hey, Miranda, welcome in. Hey, Crystal. Crystal's unique. What you guys got going on today? I am working on some gifts myself. I'm prepping dust everywhere. I'm prepping some of my buckets, some of my gifts, and hopefully by the end of today, I will have completed these ones. That is the plan. Miss Dyra says, hi everyone. Yes, me too. Yes. Prayers for safe travels. I hope they enjoy their trip. It's my birthday month, so before baskets, I would be celebrating the entire month to include trips and all of the things. But since I've started designing baskets, of course, January is V-Day prep, so I don't celebrate as much. So we go from January, and then I'm missing Mardi Gras and all of the things. So yeah. Rolinda says, finally taking down my Christmas tree. Mine's still up. Mine is still up. Hey Michelle, happy Sunday. Welcome in, welcome in. I already took that off. What I'm doing, like I said, I'm just going through and prepping some of these larger tubs. We were talking about one time before the paperless foundation method. So I do that sometimes I do not. It just depends, I guess, on what the gift requires or what I think would be best for that particular gift. But I felt like I would go ahead and show you some of the stuff that I have going on. I have templates here. Oh yeah, me too. I have templates here for my flaps. I also have templates for my base. And I'm going to show you. This one says Large Tub 2025. That was the most recent one that I had done. And by done, I mean cut out. I take cardboard and I cut them out. So all of these are tops or foundational tops for my large buckets. Now, none of them are exact. Most of the ones that were cut correctly and that were a really good size, I've already used. So these ones are going to be probably a little bit misshapen, but that's fine also. We have some of the round ones, and I use these for some of my round containers, like the wire baskets and anything that's circular. We use something like this for. Another one that I have, this stack, I just literally picked up a stack and walked out of the workshop with it. The oval wooden baskets, they came out, or at least I purchased them, I don't know when, but that's these. Oh, it says Miss Nicole is live. Nicole with Divine Creations, if you guys are interested. Um, and going over and supporting, Miss Nicole is live. But this one is the oval wooden basket template. So that's what I have written on there. And I just write on them to make sure I don't pick them out of the stack and just get to using them. So those are some of my templates for some of my containers. I have templates for the tops for my cosmetic cases. Pretty much anything that I have designed or that I have a lot of, more than one or two of, I have a template for it. So that I don't have to recreate the wheel every time I get ready to use them. Hey, Miss Alva, welcome in, welcome in. So, that's what we have. So in this particular template, it just says large tub, flap 1 and 2. And I can show you these containers. So this is the container. I'm standing it on its side. I take my flap and I can just insert it into the bottom of the container, right? What did I do with the other flap? Oh, here's the other one. I can take the other one. So smart to have templates for all your baskets. Yes, ma'am. Thank you. So I take the other one and I nestle it into there and slide it all the way down as far as it can go. So by doing it like this, I now end up with a surface. There's a cross patch and there's a surface. So then I take my tub top and I can literally put it on top of the gift. And now we have a flat surface for designing. So after I get my flat surface, of course, I can put whatever else I want up there, do it however I want to. This particular template is a little bit off because I picked this one up again. Oh, okay. I was going to say, I may have picked up the wrong ones. I have a couple that I have been using. This one actually needs to be cut down just a smidge. And I can do that now while I see it. And then that way I don't have to worry about it again. Because I may just continue using this newly cut one as opposed to pulling out the ones that I had already cut that are in the workshop still. So let's cut that little bit and see. Yep, that gives me a much better fit. I don't have to worry about it wobbling. So yeah, there we go. So now I say it's in there. I'll take my lid and I can put it on there, and now I can just go to designing. And I was saying with these things, if you're not putting a lot of paper or some heavy items on the bottom, I would suggest you put some weight down here. Because if you're going up, if you're making your gifts tall, and there's nothing really in the bottom to anchor it, a strong wind will catch the top of your gift and could very well make it topple over. So for these, I would suggest you putting some type of weight in your bottom, whether it's, at first I was using the Igloo ice pack thingies. I was using those as bases. I got them for a penny, so I used those up. And now I'm out of that kind of stuff. And somebody has suggested rocks. So they have rocks like these in the tree store. You can also find stones, pebbles, rocks, filler sand, clay box sand. You can get all that kind of stuff in much larger quantities from like a Walmart or a Home Depot, Lowe's, somewhere like that. And that'll probably be more economical for you to be able to use, because these little things at 125 or 65 cents, whatever, however much they are, can be expensive if you're using a lot of them. So this is one that I got on sale. So I had it over here. Yesterday while we were here, I was filling up some packs of rice. And these were, I heard a basket maker saying that they were using rice to fill up the bottom of their containers. So I ended up getting some rice. This is old rice, not eatable, not edible rice. Old rice from a family member of mine that was going to throw it out. So I was like, give me that rice. And they was like, girl, you can't eat that. Da, da, da. I was like, I ain't going to eat it, but give it to me. So I got some rice. I put it in some snack bags, and I can literally add that to the bottom. When I say literally, of course, we're going to cover this. I don't want my customers opening it up and being like, oh, look, there's rice down there. So I'll put this in some wrapping paper or whatever and stick it to the bottom of my base. I usually try to do it to the front of the gift, whichever side is going to be the front, or wherever I put the weight at. I usually try to make sure that's the front of my gift, so that, like I say, I can make sure that it's going to stay sturdy, keep from tipping over. So that's that. We take this and wrap it in some craft paper. And I have a little small roll here. This is like some kind of masking paper or something. I got it from Walmart. It was on clearance one day, so I just picked it up. So I'm literally just wrapping this up. I'm gonna make a little packet for it. Make a little packet for it so they don't see it. Put me a little bit of piece of tape down there, and I'm gonna stick it in the bottom of my gift, and that's gonna be it, and that's all. And it's not anything for them to see or use or utilize, but it will create weight at the bottom of my gift and keep it from blowing over once winds come, because they definitely come in when I'm out street selling. No matter how calm of the weather it is, we gonna get some wind when I'm outside. Great idea. Thank you, Miss Dars. We've been utilizing this method. I saw a person on YouTube a while ago do something similar to this. And so I've been using this method pretty much since I started. I don't do it all the time. Sometimes it's just quicker for me to use the contractor's paper if I have it available. So see, this is our thing. And we can put do not eat, or, you can write anything on there if you want to. But I usually just put it in, stick it into the bottom, and put some tape on it to make sure it doesn't go anywhere, and or hot glue. You can also hot glue inside of these things, and it won't warp them, it won't destroy them. They'll still be able to use the buckets after the fact, because the hot glue is pretty much just like a temporary hold. It'll hold it in place enough for you to get the rest of your items situated, get it foundational, get it set up the way you want it, and all that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, this is plastic that is hot glue. And after it cools and all of that kind of stuff, it doesn't take much to literally just pull that glue up. So they'll still be able to use their buckets. But now we got some weights to put down in the back, in the bottom of here. But yeah, this method, I also have been putting boxes inside. I put boxes, I put smaller baskets, anything I have that fits in here and gives me the height that I want. I don't hesitate about putting it inside of the gift, because the whole stuffing of it is time consuming. It can be expensive because it's contractor's paper. Actually, we're not getting that for free. Even if I had craft paper, when I did have craft paper, I was still trying to use it sparingly when we're getting it from like Family Dollar for cheap. So I got tons of rolls then. But even after that, this is a lot easier for me. It's a lot quicker. So during the basket challenge, I showed where I stacked like 2 buckets together, and I used those as the base for one of my really tall containers. And then I just put a lid on the top of it like I was showing you for this one. So you can pretty much do whatever you need to do, whether you have those old plastic baskets, like the ones that have Christmas on it, or they'll have Halloween on it or something like that, that you're only going to be able to use during certain times of the year. If you have an excess of those, if you get them from super cheap, then you can use them as foundations for your larger gifts, and that'll cut down on the amount of time it's taking you to package it, or get your gift together, and it also cuts down on the cost, because you're not using as much product. So, like in this particular case, I could use this particular bucket, but if my gift was taller, I could literally tape these two buckets together, just put a little piece of tape on there, set it down inside of my taller gift, and then I would come back with my lid as my foundation for whatever my gift is. So that's why I have a couple of buckets up here, because I'm pretty sure I'm going to be using these over my cardboards. I try to make sure I'm using stuff as I get it, in a season of, making sure I am a good steward over the things that I have. So yes, I could use them to make baskets, and I could do all kind of other stuff with it. But at the end of the day, um, right now it's more beneficial for me to actually just use them as foundations. That way I don't have to store a lot of extra baskets and all of that kind of stuff. We have so many other ways to make containers for our gifts. So I don't always have to keep the buckets that I have. So like I say, I've been doing this for some time. I saw a lady do the little grid method when I first got started. So I've been doing that. The bucket thing was just like second nature after I realized I can get some boxes inside of some of these things. So there are different ways that we can make this work. I just wanted to kind of go over that. I know, like I say, we heard it be talked about again within the community, and uh, you know, the cardboard trick works. The paperless foundation actually works. Um, Miss Iris says, "Great idea." Thank you, Miss Iris. But I can take credit for it. I did not invent it. I did not come up with it. But if you've been around here for some time, you saw this done a lot. Usually by the time I'm designing with you guys, I'm already past this portion of it, simply because it's a lot quicker for me to just do it off camera and then build the gift. But you have saw me boiling up paper and doing all of the things too. Puddin' Pie says, "I love your practical techniques." Thank you, ma'am. I appreciate it. Like I say, I didn't create it, you guys. So don't let it seem like I'm just out here selling you pipe dreams. Here, let's try this one first. This is a box that I had some peppermints in, and I think, let's not do the template. I think this peppermint box is a good height, and it is satisfactory. So there's that. So just like that, we were able to get this box um, ready for designing. Now you can put tape on here, you can put hot glue on it, you can put whatever it is you want on there. It's totally up to you. And then my glue gun has gotten hot, so it is not allowing my glue to come out the way I want it, which is fine. Sometimes I'll put glue dot on here. I'll glue dots, roll up some tape, any of that kind of stuff. Let's see if I can get it past the point where it was catching on me. Got a little bit of glue dot, and I could wrap this up. I could, but I'm not going to. It's literally an empty box. They'll be okay. I promise you, they will be okay. And I try not to do a lot of wrapping of this stuff, because once we get to wrapping it, and putting tissue on it or wrapping paper on it, or any of that kind of stuff, those materials are a lot easier to tear than your straight up cardboard. So if I had use this piece of tissue paper as my foundation, put it on top of my box, and I go and I put a glue dot on whatever item, we're just pretending like it's all set up. And I go and I put a glue dot on it and I stick it on there. Well, if that thing starts shifting or moving, that whatever product it is, it's going to tear this tissue paper. It's not going to give you a good, steady positioning, because the tissue paper has a lot of give to it and it will tear. So I like to affix stuff to my actual cardboard, and I go back after the fact and add in tissue paper, shred, tulle, whatever else other embellishments I want to cover up my surface. I'll do that as opposed to wrapping this and then attempting to build on top of it, because it's going to make my items unstable. Hey, all things with the K. Welcome in. Happy Sunday. So now we got a box in there. It's all good. We got our little handy dandy weights. So I've already decided, I have not decided which side is the front or the back. And at this point, it's not really that big of a deal, because I can put it on both sides and then I won't have to worry about it. So I'm going to get a little bit of tape, roll it, fold it, however. Take it, slap it on the bottom of here, make sure it's got good contact. I can put it down straight up into the bottom of the gift. I can attach it to my box that's inside the gift. I can put it along the sides of the gift. Wherever you have room and space and all of that kind of stuff is, do what's best for you. So in this particular case, I think I probably should have put this over there. We'll stick it right here to the box. And I'll take this other one and stick it to the box also. Sometimes with some of these boxes, you're going to have to play it by ear, but sometimes with these boxes, the sun will shine through. If you look, I don't guess you can see it. I'm trying to show you, but you can see shadows up under here. So it may be a good thing to put you some tissue or some contractor's paper in there. I don't mind using it. I just don't want to try to fill up this whole bucket with it. And now that I move it into my larger gifts, I'll be done use this entire roll before Valentine's is over, if I don't do something to take up some of the space inside these gifts. So thank you guys so much for the hearts. I see we have 16 people on and 18 likes. I appreciate y'all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So let me find a little bit of contractor's paper. We're going to line the sides of it, and then we're going to put the top on that and be done. Now I could do something as simple as, let's put this here. I can do something as simple as kind of crinkling this up and lining it. I can fold the paper and actually make it be the size of my basket and then go through and line it. And by that, I mean, here, let me make a strip. I'm going to fold it so it's kind of like in a strip. And it doesn't have to be perfect, it's not about that. But now you see I have a pretty long piece of paper that's about the same size. So now I can take this paper and pretty much line the inner side of my basket. And then that way you won't be able to see shadows through it and see that there's a box sitting in the middle of there. My rice pack is sticking to the front of my container, which is fine. I just need to get this paper in there so that it won't, it'll do what it is that I need it to do. So I'm trying to shove this around the paper. It doesn't have to be pretty, it doesn't have to be neat, it doesn't have to be any of that. Basically, we just want something lining the inside so that shadows don't show through on the outside. And I'm just showing you guys how I prepare some of my foundations. This is no, I'm pretty sure there's better methods, better ways to get it done. So now we see there's the bucket. We have a box in there which is providing the majority of the stability for the foundation to rest on. We have some ice or rice packs that we're utilizing as weights in the bottom. I yet lined the contractor's paper around the edge to keep from showing uh, shadows through it because we're going to be outside, so they'll be able to see through it if there's enough light showing. So now that we've done all of that, we simply go across the top and in our foundational piece. You can hot glue this to your surface. You can tape it down. You can tape it around the edges if you need to. You can put a piece of tape on here, and then that way once you flip it over, it'll make contact with your box or whatever you have inside of there. So that's just some of the things that you can do with that. So that was it. I just wanted to kind of show you guys that part of it. I did get my other cosmetic cases wrapped, and they're up here on the table. Well, the two that was laid still up here. The rest of them are over there waiting to go to storage. You guys are awfully quiet in the chat. I take it that means you were working. In which case, that's awesome. Oh, you are referencing the shadows showing through the containers. Got it. Yes, ma'am. They do show through the containers. It just depends on which containers, which ones you're using and how much stuff is in there and all of the things. But yeah, shadows do show through there. I've been outside and could see clearly through my gifts and see that there wasn't crap in the bottom of there. So, not that I was trying to make it seem like there was something down there. I just don't want the customers to see that there's literally, you'll see like a shadow right here where the box is, and then it's like open sides. You could literally see that, and once you're outside and they get the shining lights through it, or the sun gets shining through it, you can see it. So now we have us a gift box that's ready to go. It's ready for decorations, adding our items to it, and all of the things. So in order to do multiple gifts in rapid succession, this is something I do to prep that. If I have a concept in mind that I know I'm going to use, let's say in these buckets, I'm going to do a bear, a purse, and a candle. Those are the three things that I'm going to put in there, a blanket or something, I don't know. Well, if I know I'm going to do that and I have enough product to do it multiple times, then I'll pull enough product to do it multiple times. So for this, I went out and pulled 10 of these buckets. I brought in 10, 12, 15 additional bears. And that's pretty much all I brought in because at that point it had started raining and I was trying to get inside before I got wet. So, let's see. Makes sense. Hey, Miss Norma, welcome in. So that is what I'm doing with this. So in rapid succession, I'm able to, once I get all of these created, I can literally line them up and then go through with my bears and say, okay, you're going to sit here. You'll sit here. I'll put a bear in this one. I'll put a bear in that one. I'll come back through. I'll make sure I have all of my blankets rolled or on a box top or whatever I'm going to do with all of my blankets. I'll go through and do all of that stuff at one time. So while I'm sitting here wrapping, a ribbon around it and put a cute little bow on the blanket if it's rolled, or rolling it on a box top, or standing it up on a shirt box. I'll do all of those at the same time because I'm sitting here. I'm able to go ahead and do all 5, 10, however many, if I know I'm going to replicate this particular concept multiple times. So at the end of it, now I'm left with a stash of bears. I have a stash of blankets that I've already prepared to go into my gifts. I have all of my candles. I've gone through and taken off all the price tags. I've done all that kind of stuff. So when it's time for me to build the baskets, I can literally go through and say, okay, you're going to sit here. We're going to put our blanket here. We'll put our purse in there. We'll put our candle here. And I'll go through and do that for all of them. Then I'll take them one at a time and add my shreds and add my finishing touches and all that kind of stuff. And you could do the same thing as far as wrapping them, putting them in the bags, creating your bows. Once you do a task, it's easier to go ahead and do that task 5 or 6 or 10 times, as opposed to bringing this bucket out, staging it, Now I go and put my bear in. I put all my stuff in there. I wrap it up. I seal it up. You know, I make my bow and I put it to the side. Now I come back up here and now I got to do the same thing again. I got to put my bear in. I got to wrap up my box, put my blanket in, take my candle, you know, do whatever to my candle, put the thing inside of a bag, close it up, put my bow up there. So if I do it all at the same time, yes, it does take longer in the prep stages, but to get your completed gifts done, in that way, I can do 10 or 15 or 20 gifts in a day or in a sitting, a work period, as opposed to if I do them individually, I may make it through like five of them. And that's just me. You guys may be like way better at that than I am, but that's kind of, you know, how it goes for me. So, I did want to let you guys know about that. I just scrolled off, so I don't know what is being said. I have the spinny wheel over here. I see this is still on. Hold on. I've lost my live. Top chat, all messages. Miss Norma says, I take my foundation boxes, open them up, and turn them inside out, resold them, and there's no print. Very nice. Yes, ma'am. Michelle says, what's that red and white with the pretty bow back there? Oh, that's a robe in a cosmetic case. Hey, Essence Joy, welcome in. Miss Allie says, hey, Kay. Is Kay's Creations in here? Or are you talking to All Things with a K? All Things with a K. I don't see Kay's Creations in here. Miss Rosalind. Oh, yeah, she says she was taking down her tree. Okay. So, yeah. But yeah, you can do all kind of things for foundational boxes. But this is just kind of like I say how I do it. So I'll take these and I'll literally stack them. I'll find a place for them and I'll stack them. Make the foundation, do all the things, and put up another one. And I'm going to end up with 10, 12 boxes lined up over here. Then I'm going to come through and figure out what blankets coordinate with the bears, that coordinate with the purses. I'll drop all of those in there. And then I'll probably go out to the workshop. I'll take pictures of what color schemes I've already started making up. And I'll go out to the workshop and I'll pull any fragrances or any additional items that's going in there. These are a little bit larger. Usually when I do smaller ones, I'm only putting, you know, 3 items in there, 4 items, something like that. So it's not as, I don't have to worry about pulling so many items. Usually when I'm doing my tubs and stuff, I'm where all of my stuff is. So it's a lot easier for me to just look at my shelf and say, okay, well, I need, you know, purple to go with this mauve. So now I'm just pulling different things that go with it. But it's going to work a little bit differently because I'm inside and my products are in the workshop. So, Michelle says thumbs up. Hey, Elle, welcome in, welcome in. So that's one of them. Since Michelle has asked about it, let me show you the, put you down there, the completed cosmetic cases, the ones that are the last ones you saw on my table. There are a couple more over there also. Put you here, let's put these rices out of the way. And I'll put you here. I need to get this clutter off of here. Let's see. No worries, Miss Norma. Allie says that I spelled her name wrong. Charged it to my old age. So sorry, Kate. No, there is another K. You know, one K's creation. So I thought she was in the chat when I saw um, you speaking to Kay. So that's why I asked. So yeah. So this is one of the cosmetic cases that I had going on. In this cosmetic case, we have a waffle robe. Where's my pointer? I keep missing my opportunities to point stuff out to you guys. So this is a cosmetic case gift. This is one of the cosmetic cases that came from the tree store. This one is a peach. The one behind it is a pink. So, yeah. We have a waffle robe inside, a white waffle robe. There is also this razor thingy, like microblading something. I don't know what this is. Y'all know I don't do makeup and stuff, so I don't know what this is. But it's some type of facial product thingy. It has blades, additional blades, and all that kind of stuff. So I have that in there. I included a pair of socks. I tied a little ribbon around it. I tied a ribbon around the waffle robe also. Um, this is a blender case that came from the tree store. I bought them when they were a quarter. Since then, they went down to a penny. This is the 5 packs of the makeup removers, and I needed a little space filler, so I added in a hand sanitizer. I put in my K1K's Creation bow down to the bottom, and then I made a ribbon. I was running out of turquoise or whatever color this is, so it literally is only like 2 or 3 little loops of that, but it was enough to bring it in there and kind of bring out some of the blues and things that I had going on. So that's this one. I need to add my little tags that show that they are waffle robes. Not the pointer finger. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I'll be back. I hope I won't forget. All right, Miss Norma. Thanks for coming by. Let's see. Miss Loretta speaking to all things with the K. Ira Kisses says, hey, family, to show support to S. Marie, please come back after the live and leave a message on it to boost her up. Thank you so much, Ira Kisses. That is very important. The cosmetic cases are really nice. Thank you, Miss Norma. The colors have turned out so pretty. Thank y'all. Not the point for yeah. So you saw them up here. They've been up here for forever. So now I have them completed enough to leave my table. So I am just going to hook this tag on here, and we're going to call it a day. So my tag can dangle in the back, which is where I normally keep them anyway. But in the event it needs to go up front, it can actually come up here too. So that's just that. Way to go. Thank you. I know, right? It's been a long time coming. I had so many other things going on. I was like, here, let me finish, clean off this table, and then start working on some of this other stuff that I was working on anyway. But all you guys saw were these cosmetic cases on the table. So it looks like I've been working these little 4 gifts for like 4 days. And I have done other stuff since then, but nevertheless, here we are. We have another one of the cosmetic cases, and maybe you can tell the differences in color. This is a pink one. This is one that I recently bought, and it has all kind of wrinkles and stuff in it. I literally almost got an iron and to see if I can iron this thing out, but I was like, let me just leave well enough alone. Hopefully the wrinkles will decrease before it goes to its new home. So, way to go. Thank you. All things with a K. Those are very nice. Thank you, Loretta. Love your ribbon choices. Thank you. So in this one, we have the red waffle robe. I left the original ribbon on there. I just added some pink to it and made a little bow that you cannot even see. But once the recipient opens it, they'll be able to see that the robe is cute too. So I like to do that even if they are not going to be able to see it. I still like to, make the items in there cute. We have a pair of socks I tied with some tulle. I think I was out of red that wasn't wired or something. I don't know. Maybe I had the tulle closest to me because I started it in the bottom. So I tied a little piece of tulle onto the socks. I need to make some. Love your ribbon choices. Tasha says she needs to make some cosmetic cases. Yes, ma'am. So here's some socks. I put a ribbon on there. We have I don't even know what this is. Sweet Pea Crush. It came from Five Below. I think Tasha showed us these or told us about these when they were doing the fragrances in the smaller containers. And then I think last year they went to this larger container for about the same price. So I have a couple of these also. I probably could have put a smaller, one of the older ones in there. That's what I should have did. I need to work those. I just thought about it. I think I have like 10 of those things left. So I need to figure out something to do with those because I want to run those out also. This is a hydrated Ever After hard candy lip balm set. And this is a little heart that was also on the clearance sale at the tree store. It has some little blenders in it. I opened it up and put a little piece of red tulle in there just so that you wouldn't see completely through it. And then I did overkill, of course, and came through with this red tulle at the bottom. So, and I needed a little something in the front. I was like, screw it, let's put some hearts down there. So I stuck some felt hearts on my tulle down there, and that's why they look like that. Here's my K bow, of course, in the front, and then we have our little other bow up here looking like it's about to fly off. Usually when I set my gifts up, I will, especially if they're going to storage, I flip them out like that because I don't want my wires to stab down into my gift or snag on anything. So I usually just stand them up. So that's why you'll see them, they look like they about to fly away. It's because I've flipped them up already. Miss Susan says, very pretty. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So yeah, we just got some cosmetic cases. I did use a piece of fishing line I actually used my tag gun and tagged, there's a place in here, these things have a zipper up there to the top. So I tagged the zipper portion of it to one of my ribbon choices. So even once this is open, this isn't just going to flap down. It's actually secured back there a little bit. And then I came back through and added some fishing line to just make sure it all stood up. So that's what we got going on. Red is so pretty in that bow. Thank you, Miss Alva. Awesome job on hitting the likes, everyone. Yes, goodness, thank you. 20 on and 27 likes. Y'all killing it. Let's see. So yeah, so these are 2 cosmetic cases, so they can leave my table, and I'll bring up some more stuff to another box to fill. That's all really that I'm doing right now, you guys, is filling up these boxes and getting ready to do them. I have a lot of stuff in there on the floor. So while we are snowed in, we're not snowed in. While we have freezing rain outside, I decided I wanted to bring home some items so that I could work them. Here, let's put this bow on. I mean this tag on. Bring some items home so I could work them and keep myself from going outside. So with that being said, I ended up with a gazillion things in there on my floor. So that's what I'm working on. I ain't worried about it. Just need to make sure I work through them. So I'm going to work through them, and then I'll take them over to storage and bring over possibly another group of items to design with. So not yesterday, whatever day I went, I bought over ottomans, some wire containers, ottomans, wire containers. I got the large tubs from out of the workshop. What did I bring from storage? Oh, I bought an entire tub or tote of stuffed animals, and unfortunately, all of them in there are really big animals. I wanted some medium ones, so I think in the future I'm gonna have to make sure I separate them as I acquire them or as I'm packing them away, because I picked up an entire tote and brought it in here. I mean, one of those big, huge Willy totes, and it's full of nothing but huge stuffed, well, not huge, but larger stuffed animals. Stuffed animals that I don't necessarily want to put into those tubs. Those stuffed animals out there can actually go into more substantial gifts. And by substantial, I mean they won't have like the plastic tub. I'm going to use some of all of the containers that I've been getting from the Dollar General. So I'm going to put some of my better, prettier bears in some better containers. So I have them up here. They're ready to go. I just need to work through these particular items that I have so that I can bring in some more, you know. Put these down. I think you guys saw these. If not, let's show these to you too, since I'm doing show and tell. This is where we started from. These are some additional cosmetic bags. Let's see. Am I missing anything? Hey, Miss Vanita, welcome in. I've got to get a tag gun. Yes, Miss Alva. They come in so handy. So, so handy. Um, but here's another one. This one is also the white waffle robe. This cosmetic case, I don't know what color that is. If it's purple, if it's a shade of blue. I don't know. But I made it work. Pulled all that stuff together. And that's what we got. So today is kind of a blue color. I have the exact same cosmetic case over there that's probably going to be more of a purple. So yeah, it just all depends on how you bring in your colors, how you play it together. So in this one, we also have a waffle robe. This is some type of pure silk spa therapy care thingy. It's like the facial scrubber with the little parts and all that kind of stuff. So that's what this gift box is. I put in a hand sanitizer here, and these are a pair of the blueberry shortcake socks. I tied a little ribbon on there, ribbon, 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 all of the things. So that's another one. And here, let's put you a thingy on also. And then I don't have to worry about you. Here, we'll stick it on the green one. So now she's good to go. Only other thing she needs is a price. Let's see. Those are beautiful. Thank you. We have snow in Northwest Florida. I heard, Vanita. I heard. I just saw a live from a lady that's in Southwest Georgia, and she's like, "We got snow." I was like, "Girl, please keep that over there. We don't want no parts of it over here." So yeah, you guys be safe over there, Vanita. This Northwest Florida does not have snow as of yet. So, um, yeah, and I want to say we're at like 40 degrees. Yes, it's 40 degrees here. And it has stopped raining. So I think we're good for the time being. Now it is supposed to get down to like 22 tonight here. So yeah, it's gonna be cold. That's why I was like, yeah, I'm gonna be in the house all weekend. I ain't going outside. So we'll see if that actually happens. Let's see. Susan says those are beautiful. Thank you, Miss Susan. Hey, Brenda. Welcome in. Happy Sunday to you as well. Vanita says beautiful cosmetic cases. Thank you. Michelle says the tag gun is great, but mine acts a fool every other project. Yes, ma'am, Michelle. I thought it was just me. Y'all remember I told y'all I was at operator error? No, I think the tag guns just be playing with me. So that's why I have two of them up here on my table. Because one of them will work this time, and then the next time it won't work. And so I'll switch out and use the other one. So I've been double teaming them like that. Is they be cutting up. I thought it was like the tags themselves, but I don't know if it's the gun. I don't know what the problem is, but I got two of them up here because they be acting a donkey every time I get to trying to use them. All things for the case says I call it periwinkle. Yes. So it's a mix of blue and purple. Yes, ma'am. Your color palette is fire. Thank you. Vanita be laughing. Vanita laughing. Vanita, them things be about to mess, girl. Be like, we ain't finna do this, though. I have the same problem with those darn tag guns. Okay, thank y'all, because y'all know I was up here the last time talking about how these tag guns were making me look a fool, because they wasn't never doing what I needed them to do. So I was like, Like, I get it. I know how it's supposed to work, but yeah. So there's the blue slash periwinkle slash green slash white, all of those things. So we got that, a little bit of green and blue shred. So we just made it all go together. Now this particular one is also a cosmetic case. We have the black cosmetic case again with a white waffle robe. I would just say I'm gonna stop saying waffle robe, but um, I probably will because I'm moving on to some things that are not waffle robes. But I did put a little bit of a ribbon around it to bring in some of the black, and I probably overdid it with the hearts and all of the things, but it'll be okay. Somebody's gonna like it. And this one, there is a Candy Couture makeup brush set. So there's makeup brushes as well as some blenders over here on the side. I added one of the Arabic perfumes, and then that's just the bottle that goes with it. These are a pair of heart socks. Um, that I tied a little bit of a ribbon on that came from, I want to say Target. And then this Hot and Sexy lotion here. I had to open all of this up because there was a bright yellow clearance tag on the bottom, on the back of here. So I had to go in there and take that off of there. But we got a pack of lotion in there for them. I put a white bow down here and added some of my black and red ribbon. These are those socks look like this. So they got the little frill at the top, which I struggle with trying to make sure be seen. But after the fact, I was like, screw it. That'll be their surprise. Surprise, it's got a ruffle on it, I guess. So that's this one. We got a black velvet, a red velvet, and then a white sheer with red and white polka dots. That just made me think of something I wanted to use that with. So these are the cosmetic cases. These are the ones that I was able to get completed. And like I say, we are moving on to other things. So now we're going to work on some larger concepts with some purses and some bears and some all of the things. So there's that. I'm going to take these off of the table. Michelle says, wow, that's crazy. Like, is it me? I talked to my objects and asked them to work, right? Please work. Please work. Miss Cheryl says, good afternoon, teachers and students. Want a snow day on Tuesday? Whoo, Miss Cheryl, I don't want a snow day. I know they want a snow day, but I'm fortunate enough not to have to actually go outside. So I don't even want there to be snow out there, even though I don't even have a reason to go out there. But yeah, I bet they do. I know my granddaughter would love it. Miss Vonnie says, hey Vonnie, welcome in. I did not just roll in the live with that darn pointer in my face. Yes, ma'am, you did. We point out everything in 2026. You do it, I'm going to point it out with this doggone pointer. You best believe it. I have a lot of those waffle robes. Me too, Susan. That's why I'm putting them in everything. I saw one case creation putting a waffle robe. I saw her with I think it was the pink one and then the red robe. I was like, I gotta have it on my table. So that's what kind of spawned me using the waffle robes in the cosmetic cases. So yeah, I could have filled it up with cosmetic kind of stuff, but I don't even have a lot of that kind of stuff. And I saw her put that waffle robe in there. I was like, oh yeah, we finna put waffle robes, sleep wells, night shirts, sleep pants, whatever I got is going in a cosmetic case because I think it's cute. So that's what we did. We rolling them out. We rolling them out. So I done used, I think, heck, 8 or 10 of them at this point. So we gonna keep rolling them until they gone. Vonnie laughing. Hey y'all, that's it. I'm looking for that thing tomorrow. You want it, don't you? I know you want it. I know you do. These pointers are the best thing ever. They bring me so much joy, and you be amazed at the things that bring me joy. But that one there does. So Vonnie laughing. Hey Kimberly Showers, welcome in. Those are gorgeous. Thank you, ma'am. Michelle says Walgreens robes for wives, waffle robes for side. The waffles are thick as heck. The waffle robes are thin. They really are. So yeah, I don't know how he's gonna figure out who gets what. But Michelle says the side chicks get the waffle robes, the main ladies get the thick robes. So I'm with you on that. Vonnie speaking, and all things with the case speaking. So these are the cosmetic cases. So that's that. I just showed, for those of you guys coming in, I just showed the pink and red one and a peach and like blue color one, I think. So if you want to rewind a second, I'm sure you'll see those. So let me go put these away and pick up some more boxes for us to stuff. And I was in here working the other day. Oh, these things. This is the oval bucket I was talking about. I was in here working on this stuff the other day, and my grandkids came. Oh, no, can hear me. problem. This is the problem right here. This is the problem right here. So yesterday I'm just working along out there in the workshop, pulling items, doing all of the things, and I hear little voices from people that don't stay next door. So it ended up being the grandkids that were last here that have left again. So they came out to visit. Um, Actually, they came out to wash their clothes. So I ended up with company that I did not expect yesterday. And I had already told you guys that I had that stuff everywhere. All that stuff I pulled and I brought in the house. It didn't make it any further than my front room floor. So I had all of these bins just sitting up there, and I started spreading them out to see what colors I had to start pulling bears out of the totes. And my granddaughter, the youngest granddaughter, when I tell you she got down there and started adding bears and said, Gigi, this one needs a perfume and a candle. And she was like, this one needs something else she said. But that little girl was putting together gifts and telling me what goes in different gifts. And I was sitting there in awe. So yeah, we're gonna have to get her in the design studio because she's like her mom. She's very creative. But I was super excited that she's always had an interest in the gift baskets, but the way she actually started conceptualizing the gifts that she wanted to make, I was like, oh yeah, we're gonna put this little girl to work. She don't even know it. Um, so yeah, but because of that, now my baskets up in there look like this. She pulled out all the teddy bears and just started throwing them in random totes. And then her and her brother got to arguing, and she decided she didn't want to do it anymore, so she just put them all in one. So yeah, we got teddy bears hanging out. So let's see. Let me go back and read and see what you guys are saying. Waffle ropes help for the private summers. Yes, that some people are expecting. Yes, yes, yes. Experiencing the private summers and the winter months. Um, Me personally, when it's cold outside, I tend, because they have the heat on inside, I wear probably less stuff in the winter in my house than I would do during the summer. In the summer, my husband has like a meat locker in here. So I'm putting on my plush robes then because it's so freaking cold in here. But during the wintertime with the heat on and my personal summers, then yeah, a thin waffle robe, would make sense. So I totally get it. Lonnie laughing. Miss Loretta says, I know. Michelle says, am I the only one that can't concentrate on other ideas when creating concepts? Am I the only one that can't concentrate on other ideas when creating concepts? Um, you may be. When I'm creating concepts, that's one thing that constantly runs through my mind. The next gifts that I can create, or what else can this go with that I have? I can make a second or third or fourth concept with this, that type of thing. So it's constantly running, playing in my head, the dialogue of what all I could also create while I'm creating. So I don't know, Michelle. I think I'm the opposite. Hubby be like, "What's for dinner?" And I'm overwhelmed, like I don't know. Oh yeah, see. Mm-mm. Yeah, I'm one of the wives that don't have to cook. My husband loves to cook, and when he's not here, I don't even cook. So not only do I not cook, I don't buy groceries. I don't even know how much stuff costs nowadays because I don't. He likes to do it, so he does it. Now he likes, certain things he wants me to cook, so I'll cook that stuff. But for the most part, I don't cook, y'all. I don't do that anymore. Lonnie says, "Why put the brands out like that, girl?" I don't know why in the world they even came like that. Because my thing was, they should have at least called. She didn't call to tell me she was coming, so I could have very well not been home. So, but what I ended up finding out is she did call the daughter that stays next door to me. And she was like, yeah, mama home. So she decided she was going to come out here and wash clothes. And so that was probably why she didn't call, because she wanted to come out here and wash clothes. So yeah, smart granddaughter she is. She is. All things with a K says that's how the spicy kid is. So exciting and sweet for your G baby. I know. I was excited. She's been watching you. She has. And the funny thing about it is, well, I was gonna say she's 6, and they left last August, last June or July, last August, right before school started. Nope, June. They left in June. So she's literally been here for the last 4 years. So yes, she has watched me make baskets. But I'm usually in the workshop, except for the last year when I started coming in the house. Before then, I was in the workshop or either at the rental property or somewhere else. So she didn't actually see me making them a lot of times, but I have been making them majority of the time that she's been alive. So yes, you are right, Ms. Vanita. I just had to think about that. Get her on payroll, right? Yes, yes, yes. I surely will. That's a tax write off I will happily take. Vonnie says, yes, little mama looking for them dollars. Yes, she is. Hey, Miss Angela, welcome in. Hey, Miss Sonia, welcome, welcome. Blessings to you as well. Hey, Shamika, welcome. How are you? Just spoiled. Yeah, just a little bit. Just a little bit, Bonnie. Not much. Because she knew you wasn't going to open the door. That's why I tell them call. That's why I was pissed off. Well, not, I guess I shouldn't say that. I was not upset. But I had to tell her, I don't mind you coming home, but you need to call people because you don't live here anymore. I could have, ain't no telling what I could have been in here doing. She knows the husband's schedule, so I guess she wasn't worrying about it being too much of anything that they could walk in on. But even at that, don't just be showing up, girl. That's why I told her, I said, I stay entirely too far in the country for you to be in the neighborhood. No, you drove out here. And I know you drove out here because you literally packed up all y'all dirty clothes and brought them out here. So yeah, you knew you was coming. And she was like, we were on our way to the wash house, the washateria. And we were like, oh, here, let's just go spend some time with Gigi and wash clothes there. I'm like, yeah, see. So with the grandkids being here and all that kind of stuff, I had to condense my spread out everything, condense it back into a little circle so people can walk around in the living room, that kind of thing. So yeah, that's what we got going on. I brought this up here because I was talking to y'all about the bases that I was using. And I showed you guys one that said like oral wooden bucket or something like that. But yeah, oval wooden basket template. Well, this is the oval wooden basket I was talking about. It's not wood, but this is that. So these templates actually fit on here. And with one additional snip right here, this whole thing drops down into the top of it. So that's how I have foundations on my things. Cause see, it's in the bottom of here there is the little cross patterned foundation, and then I put the this up here on top. And this particular one actually has a cover on it already because I was gonna put something in here, and you would have saw all of that. So I decided to put a cover on it, but since then I changed my mind. But yeah, so the grandbaby ended up putting this pillow inside of this little bucket. I was like, girl, that's cute. Now I don't know what else is gonna go in here, but that's what the grandbaby did. So I was like, yes, please and thank you. These little pillows came from Target some time ago. I don't know when, but they came from Target. Clever idea. Thank you, ma'am. But yeah, so the bases help. The templates help. They especially help me make sure I don't, like I say, having to try to recreate the wheel every time I get ready to do something. Perfect pairing. That's what I said. I said, this little girl here is good. So, she's always wanting to make gift baskets. And we've played gift baskets before. Like, I'll pull out stuff and let them design, you know. I just rolled up that tag and taped it down so it's not all loosey-goosey. and flowing in the wind. But there's that. So that's why I brought this up here to show you guys that this template goes with this. So I have templates for a lot of things. Y'all remember the little makeup, not makeup, what was it, hair care gifts I did? Those, I have templates for that size bucket. It's the same size or the same shape as this one is, but it's a lot smaller. So we have a template for that as well. Perfect pairing. Thank you, Ronnie's liking it. Hey, Jason, welcome in. Portable Rock right now, eating and watching this. Well, thank you. Welcome, welcome. All things with the K is speaking to Jason. Vonnie says, OMG, that's so cool. Thank you, Vonnie. Y'all OGs, y'all saw this stuff before. Don't be out here making it seem like I'm creating something that y'all ain't never seen before. Y'all know y'all have seen this stuff before. These are plushies that I got from CVS. So we have him. We also have ones of him that are this color. So there were quite a few of those. I'm trying to figure out what all this child has put in there. Quality Mama, American Greeting Bears. I found an entire strip. You know how they put them on the little strips that hang from these things? I found like 2 or 3 strips of these. So you saw these for Valentine's last year. You saw these for Mother's Day. I don't think I did anything with the bears for Christmas, but you're finna see some more koalas going out. And of course, I'll be removing his little heart thingy down here, so he'll be an all occasion koala as opposed to a mother's koala. We have these little bears that I got from Wall Greens. He has the little gold ears, so I may do something with the gold for him. He doesn't, well, he does sit up a little bit better than some of these other ones. But we have him. Who else has she put in the basket? Oh, this little baby that says sweet on you. Whatever this little guy is. So yeah, we're going to be putting animals in. So this is the size bears that's in that tote up there, and I should have realized that because of how big the doggone tote is. I should have known that I would not have put little bears in that big of a tote. But these are the size of the bears that are in there, and these are the size of the bears that I would like to have for these containers. So that's why I was like, I got all of these things that I can't even really use right now. But nevertheless, we're going to press forward with what we have. So that's how I ended up going back to the workshop and pulling out some of these little guys because they are better equipped for sitting on these buckets. Like I say, these big babies, cute babies, are going in some cute concepts into some containers that are not plastic. Hey, Still Classy. What are you working on today? We are preparing some containers to start rolling out some of the large tubs. And I was just talking around, running my mouth as per usual. Koala is cute. Hey, Mrs. Stella. Angela says, Aunt Marie, I'd leave the mama heart on there. I have several kids last Valentine's Day wanting gifts for their mothers. That's true. Quality Mama. Yeah, I could. I really could. I really could. I'll probably do a couple of these, maybe 2 of these, and make them relatively inexpensive since it'll be for the moms and a younger person may purchase it. I feel like an older person would be able to purchase something a little bit larger, more substantial for their mom. So yeah, we may run these as like some inexpensive gifts for the young people to purchase for their moms. Actually, I can put these things in some little bags and add a little something to them and just run them really inexpensively. Because these are 13 bucks. Yeah, we could do that. We could do that. Thanks for the suggestion, Miss Angela. I'll add that to the list of things to do. meaning I'll add that particular type of an item. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do something about this. It's all of the yeah. This is yeah. That's too big. I mean, he cute up there and all, but he big, and I want him to be in something prettier than this bucket, that plastic bucket. Yeah. What do I have up here? Let's see what can fit. Uh, yeah, because these are going to be relatively quick things, or should I say, inexpensive things. Yeah, let's think that out. Oh, guys, guess what? I realized I don't have but like 10 or 15 blankets. That's all. You guys remember when the blankets went on sale? And I told you guys I had an order for blankets, and somebody ordered, was it 50 blankets? Yeah, 50 of those blankets. So I went around finding blankets, and then they ended up getting a few more that I did not purchase additionals for them. They ordered a lot of the blankets, and then they came back and wanted more. Well, I didn't. I only purchased the ones that they were wanting the original order for, so I didn't have any more. So I went in my personal stash and sold them people my blankets, and now I don't have any inexpensive blankets to use for my concepts. Um, I heard a couple of people talking about going to like what is it, Ollie's and Roses and those kinds of places that they have um, blankets, inexpensive blankets there, but I was not wanting to purchase blankets, so the jury is still out. I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do because I would love to have some blankets in there, but I don't want to do it enough for me to actually go pay full price for some blankets. Y'all know full price hurts my feelings, so I'm gonna have to figure something out. I'll probably just run them without blankets because they don't have to have blankets. That was just a filler and something that I was using a lot of when I first started. So I was trying to make sure I got back to my roots for this Valentine's Day. So that's why I was even considering the blankets. But we may probably just gonna work with what we have because I have more than enough inventory to pull off several holidays. So I don't need to go out and purchase blankets specifically to put in concepts. Let's see. Oh, y'all talking. Hold on, let me see. Miss Estella came in. Vonnie's there. Gift baskets by Anne Marie. Welcome in, welcome in. She says, good afternoon. Working on my basket design and watching and getting motivated to do multiple of the same designs. I normally don't do more than two of the same designs. Very nice, Anne Marie. That bucket matches the heart he's holding. Yes, it does. Generational basket making business in my future. In your future, yes, yes, yes. I think that's awesome. I would love for them to pick up something like that. They got to pick up something, whether it's basket making or something. They got to be able to do some stuff. They are loving the planting and the growing and the harvesting of the foods. They're absolutely enamored by that. So that's awesome. We got not somebody texting me talking about what you doing, baby. Who is you? Oh, they'll be like, but yeah, they love they pick up on stuff and they like it, and I'm loving that. Learning that they can grow their own food and all that kind of stuff, it's amazing. So I'm very thankful that we are where we are in life and that we have the availability to pass on certain types of things to our kids, our grandkids. Um, I was in a different stage of life when my children were these ages. Um, there was a lot of work and all of that kind of stuff. But now that the grandkids are around, it's awesome because they are little sponges. They pick up on everything and they are excited about all of the things. So we just have to make sure we keep them grounded, keep them involved in different activities, and until they figure out what they want to actually do. I have one granddaughter that rides horses. She also plays softball. Um, and can drive any and all tractors and heavy equipment that we have. Golf carts included, all of that thing. Yeah, this is ridiculous. Where is this fuzz coming from on here, and why can I get it off? Hold on, y'all. Where's my microfiber towel thingy at? Let's see. Let's try this one. Let's see if this works, because this doggone fuzz on here is aggravating snot out of me. I'm just wiping these things, and this stuff is just like shifting. It's just going from one place to the other. It is not leaving off of these containers. What do I need to wipe this with? Like alcohol or something, y'all? This is the dirtiest little tubs I've seen in forever. Rose says, hey, Miss Rosebird, welcome in. Reading. I'd use nice bath towels. Ooh, good quality ones. Miss Angela, that mean I have to go buy some towels? Miss Angela already know I have towels, y'all. That's why she said it. She knows I have towels. Yeah. I got some DG towels. I can use those. Some of the cute ones. Y'all, we ain't gonna be able to do nothing if I can't get this dust and this lint off of these buckets. And I need it to like stop being attracted to the bucket. I ain't gonna never be able to design if I'm full of lint, because it's gonna show up in my gifts. Let me see. Miss Sonia says they're on sale at Family Dollar. I got 2 yesterday for $6. Thank you, Miss Sonia. Roses speaking to everybody. Roses has the best quality for the price. For blankets, yes, I agree. What you doing? Yeah, like who texting me? They texting for them baskets again. They may be. They may be. Pretty Girl Designs by Tasha says Ollie's is a great place for blankets if you can't get them for a penny, right? Yeah, we got the penny era now for the blankets. I think we should have some pennying. I don't think it's going to be before Mother's Day. I mean, before Valentine's Day, probably before Mother's Day. All that brown dot stuff should penny, and they have a lot of blankets. So we'll be looking out for that. But thank you, Tasha, for the Ollie's thing, because I saw Tasha's got some Candies perfume from Ollie's. Those things are cute. I hadn't made the trip to Georgia. I have to go to Georgia to go to an Ollie's, so I hadn't been up there to go. But yeah, those candies are nice. So I guess if I actually went, I could look for the candies, sprays, and some blankets if I go up there. Vonnie S. Marie, get up with the pointer. Moore says brown dots are BOGO. Some are at a good price for blankets. Oh, thank you, Elle. You know I ain't been in DG in forever. I be in and out quickly, but it don't be the shop for stuff. Like they had a glitch the other day where blue dot or purple dot or some dot was like, was it buy one get one free, or it had pennied or something? Like little accessories and all that kind of stuff. I didn't even go. Well, I walked in, looked for the accessories, didn't see them, walked out. I didn't price none. I didn't take no more videos. I didn't do none of that. Hey, all occasions gifts, welcome in. Tasha says, I bought beautiful blankets too for $1.99. They thick too. Oh, very nice. From Ollie's, right? Yeah, those sprays are beautiful. They are. Thank you, Tasha. Now, $2, I can swing a $2 blanket. But I don't think I want to be putting $6 and $10 into a blanket to go into some concepts. That's going to cut down on my profit margin. Yes, ma'am. Ooh, thank you. All right, $1.99. We can do that. We might be able to do that. Y'all still ain't told me how to keep all this dust off these buckets. Do I have to wipe it in like acetone or alcohol or something? Is that what I'm supposed to be doing? Because I can't get jiggy with this here. Because the second I go to put this in a bag, it's going to have fuzzies all in the inside of my gift. Y'all know that's going to drive me crazy. Oh, yeah, that'll work. Perfect size. Let's get you put in. Let's see, do I want to do this way or that way? I think the other way. Yeah, I'll do it this way. So, let's put us some these in here. Alcohol for plastic. Thank you. Bonnie says, ooh, okay, Tasha, thanks for sharing, right? I really, really, really wish we had an Ollie's closer. I mean, it's technically only like 20 minutes for me. Georgia is closer to me than my actual city in my state is. But I have to cross the lines and travel backwoods. And there's a lot of deer back there. And now that it gets dark earlier, I don't be wanting to be outside after dark. Let's put that in there. Change Esmery. What? What did I do? Hold on. Maybe wipe it with a dryer sheet. Ooh. Tasha says, I actually wash my buckets like I wash dishes because they be having everything on them from the attic. Yeah. I wiped these down. Now, I did actually wipe them down, but they were sitting in there in between being in there on that carpet and them grandkids and all these doggone bears. There's all kind of fuzzies on here. That's what I'm wiping off. It's like bear fuzzies. So I did wipe them. I didn't wash them, but I did wipe them with an actual wipe. I don't. Maybe that is contributing to the. Maybe that's what's making the making it catch so much static. Because I did wipe them with a Pampers wipe, like a baby wipe. I should over there washing buckets like they were dishes. And they don't be wanting to pay for that. Add that to the price of my basket. I had to wash these things like I was washing dishes. Cleaning fee. Take that on every basket I make. Esmery, check your battery. Thank you. Charge Esmery is what she was saying. I was like, change what? Yep. And y'all are right. This thing, no, it sucks up battery. Good goodness. Alright, you guys are charging. Yep. Ooh, rice packets. Yes, Michelle, we have rice packets. Since some of the basket makers was just gonna let me go outside with naked rocks in the back, in the bottom of my gift. I be having to watch y'all. I know y'all was talking about it. Did y'all see Esmery put them rocks down there, just naked rocks in the bottom of her gift? But no, it's just rice. This is some old rice somebody was getting rid of. And I was like, I'll take that rice home. And she was like, you can't eat that. That ain't good for you. It's old. And I was like, ain't nobody finna eat that. So, yesterday, when I came online, I sat down and while I was running my mouth talking to you guys about planning your baskets and planning for you to make the goal, the monetary goal that you're trying to make, I stuffed bags of rice I stuffed rice into Ziploc baggies. And now we are wrapping a couple of these Ziploc baggies because we're going to add this rice to the bottom of our gift as a weight because I'm not using construction paper. I'm not using a lot of construction paper at the bottom of my gifts. So I need something to counterweight it. I think that's what the veggie woman told me was the correct word. So that's why we have rice packets. Did you close up your apps running in the background? Yes, to save battery. Yes, I did, and I even took away all of my notifications, but they're still coming through because, like I say, somebody's texting me telling me what am I doing. Get back to the live. My bad, y'all. Are we back? Are you guys here again? Okay. Hey, Rachel. Welcome in. Welcome in. Hope you're having an awesome Sunday. Yeah, an awesome Sunday. So, for those of you who were here yesterday, and I'm just basically talking, guys, because I'm working. So don't feel like, S. Marie, do you say, I want to make X number of high price baskets. How do you reach your goal? Funny you should ask, Miss Angela. Funny. Now, we were talking about that yesterday, or at least I was talking about that yesterday. And Never in a Million ended up coming into the chat, and we knew that she had a video about it. So I gave homework for you guys to go and watch that video, and we would fill in any additional information that may be needed. For those of you who are not aware of what we're talking about, yesterday I was on here running my mouth talking about the fact that I had been asking people what their goals were. Are they more, because a lot of people come in here and ask me how many gifts am I doing for this holiday. I can't say a lot of people, but I've had that question several times. How many gifts are you making? What are you, that kind of thing. So, it's kind of started sticking out in my head that some people may be more concerned with the number of gifts they're making, and maybe not necessarily the total, monetary totals. So I was saying that with a little bit of planning, you may be able to figure out exactly what kind of, come up with a plan for how many gifts you want so that you reach your goal. So that's what we were talking about yesterday. Actually planning out how to hit the goals that you want to hit for your basket selling season. And that's to bring you up to speed. Yep, I watched it and was wondering when you were coming back on. Oh crap. I keep scrolling off. Link to S. Marie's live from yesterday. Thank you, Kay. Please hit the thumbs up as you watch. Okay, so as far as hitting the goals, hitting the totals that you're wanting, Never in a Million told us that she had a video out where she had discussed it. I know Bagged and Bold had started talking about it. I hadn't watched all of her video. So I was saying that that may be something that we needed to talk about over here on my live. 1K's Creation and I and a couple of other content creators had been chatting about it between live streams and that kind of thing. And I think with a little bit of planning, we may be able to figure out exactly what kind of, how to get ourselves to the goals that we're setting for our basket selling season. So, Never in a Million's video definitely started the conversation, or should I say it's the beginning of it as I look at it. In addition to figuring out how many gifts you need to make at each price point to meet your actual monetary goal, the next step for me is to actually then use my LLC notebook or the concepts that are floating around in my head that I said I wanted to do because I saw somebody else doing it, or I remember that I did it last year and it was a big hit, or whatever the case may be. Next, you need to assign gifts to those money amounts. And by that, here, let me show you. Where's my notebook? Impromptu session. All right. Let's move our cardboard. Let's pull up a chair and let's sit it down. All right. Oh no. My bags are falling. Hold on, y'all. I had bags draped across the back of my chair. And then I sat down and pushed the bags off the back of the chair. Okay. So, with regards to that. So, let's just say, and I know this is backwards, and I don't even know how to mirror my image or whatever. But let's just say we have a goal. Our goal is, say, $10,000. I don't know if you guys are able to see it. But our goal is $10,000. You can go down your list. And she said she used Chat GPT to come up with her little list like this. I don't Chat GPT at all. I'm not giving my likeness or any of my stuff to the AI people. So I don't Chat GPT. But I did go through and work this out with my calculator and figure out my price points. And for demonstration purposes, I literally have the price, the gift price, the number of gifts that I would need to create at that gift price, and then how much those gifts will end up totaling. So I did it here for $200. If I create 10 $200 gifts, then I will make $2,000. If I create and sell 20 $150 gifts, I will make $3,000. So I did that for different price points all the way down the list. And I assigned different numbers of gifts that I'm going to make. 10 $200 gifts, 20 $150 gifts, 20 $25 gifts, 20 $100 gifts, 10 90, 10 80, 10 75. And these are just numbers that I threw out, just so that we can get a total. So I went through and I calculated up how much each of those was going to be. If I made all of these gifts, that would be a total of 260 gifts. If I sold all of those gifts, then I would stand to make $16,800 for making 260 gifts. So that's the part. I know a lot of people pay attention to this part of it. We were talking about that last year. You know, if you have 260 gifts and you got 20 days to make it, how many gifts per day? You know, if I make 5 gifts a day, then at the end of my 20 days, I'll have made X number of gifts, and that'll be my goal for my gifts. That's all fine and good, but I think some of us, me included, was getting bogged down in the step that happens after this. So, with that being said, what I end up doing is going back through my LLC notebook. I also have a listing on my phone, on each of my phones, all of my devices, with other concepts on them that I want to do. So I'll combine my LLC list, or the gifts that I want to make. I'm going to combine those with my price list so that I can figure out which gift goes in what category, and then I'll know how many of those to make. For instance, if I'm looking at my $200 gifts, I can list down all of the gifts that I want to make for $200. This is incomplete. I just put large bear. So I can make a large bear gift. I can make a couple of those at $200 each. So here I just put list the concept and the items that are needed. So if I'm going to do a large bear concept, let's say, what else am I going to need? I may need a large backer of some sort for him to rest upon. I may need a container for him to sit on, whether it's a basket, whether it's a wrapped box, whether it's a piece of foam board, like whatever he's going to sit on, I'm going to need that. So I would list off large bear concepts, and now I'm going to list off some of the things that I will need to do those concepts. And that stuff I usually take from my LLC notebook, because if I see somebody doing something, like I was watching Rachel do the jumbo cards, her version of the jumbo cards, I want to do those. So some of the items that I'll need would be the foam board. I would need the wrapping papers. I would need the items to stuff inside. I would also need stickers or cleans or whatever else to decorate it, right? So that's the kind of stuff I would list here. But I would put jumbo cards, but I would put that for whatever price it is that I was doing them. So let's say I'm selling my jumbo cards for $50. Well, I would have it on my $50 sheet, jumbo cards, my list of items that I need, and also how many of those total $50 gifts I was trying to do or create so that I will make up to whatever my total was for my $50 gifts. So, pairing up your LLCs or the list of items that you want to create, your list of gifts that you want to create, with the plan for how many in each category that you need to make your goal, I feel like helps us get there quicker. Because once this plan is put out, I can say, okay, well, today I'm working on my $200 gifts. So I have large bears that I'm doing for $200. I have ottomans that I'm doing for $200. I have heart boxes that I'm doing for $200. I'm just throwing stuff out, y'all. These are not real numbers. But those are all items that I can make I can make be a $200 gift. So I know I need 10 $200 gifts to make $2,000. So I'll have large bears, ottomans, heart boxes, large tub gifts, um, whatever else I had listed. So on my $50 sheet, I would have jumbo cards, whatever else was over there, the hair care gifts, the cosmetic cases, those would all be listed under my $50 gifts. So as I'm working through and realizing how much time I have, okay, I got 20 days to make this number of gifts. Yeah, I know I need to make 20 a day, but which 20 am I going to make? And I think that's where the disconnect starts happening, because we know we need to make the gifts. We know we need to make 20 a day, but which particular gifts are we going to make? So, rapid succession gifts, having a listing of items that you want to create or gifts that you're planning to present, and knowing the price points for those gifts. You marry all that stuff up together, and I think it's going to help us get to our goals, um, as far as our monetary goals. Because at any point in time, I could pivot. If I'm spending 2 and 3 days or a day working on cosmetic cases, and those cosmetic cases are only going to bring me $50 the way I'm designing them, I'm going to also need to spend that much time working on $200 gifts, because I know if I make 10 of those, I'm going to get $2,000. Whereas if I make 10 cosmetic bags, I'm only making $500. So I'm going to use my time wisely. I'm going to hit the areas that I need to hit so that I know that I'm going to make my monetary goal. And I think combining the lists are going to help us better strategize what we need to be working on. I'll come out here to this table, and I know I'm not looking at comments. I'm going to go back and read them. I'll come to my table or go to my workshop or whatever, and I'll get ready to work on gifts. And then I could sit there and be like, okay, well, which gift am I going to make? And sometimes the first thing that comes to mind is an LLC. I watched Tasha make um, her gifts with the boxes and the cupcake boxes and the animals and stuff. I watched her make those last night. So theoretically, the first thing that's on my mind today could very well be LLC Tasha's gifts that I saw her make last night. But the reality of it is, if I ain't really worked on the gifts that are going to bring me closer to my goal, I may not need to be spending as much time working on cute LLCs that I've saw floating around on the internet. So I think by marrying all these things together, it'll keep us focused on what it is we need to be working on. It'll help you plan your days better. I have 20 days, but I know 2 of those days I have doctor's appointments. I know one of those days I'll have the grandbaby, so I won't be working gifts. I know another day will be my birthday, so we'll be out celebrating for 3 days, so that's cutting down on how much time I have to design. So on the day that I have to go out and go to the doctor and I only have a little bit of time left, okay, well, that may be the day I come home and bang out 10 large gifts because I'm only having to put 3 or 4 items in it, as opposed to me sitting here and making smaller gifts to where I'm stuffing the bottom of the containers. I'm trying to put the bear in so he's not falling over. I got to tape, fragrance next to the bear. I have to do something with the candle. I have to put it up. You know what I'm saying? So I think it kind of helps us stay focused on what it is we're actually trying to accomplish. If we know that we have particular gifts that we want to create, it helps us better manage our time so that we're able to get those particular gifts worked in as opposed to us just working willy nilly. Hey, today I'm gonna make some jumbo gift cards. Okay, well, them jumbo gift cards selling at $50 each is gonna make me $500. If I spend these same 5 hours making ottomans and I make 10 of those ottomans, that's gonna bring me $1,000 to $1,500. So yeah, I think I'm finna work on ottomans and not jumbo gift cards. You see what I'm saying? So that's kind of the second part of it, past just knowing your numbers. You know what I mean? You have to actually break it down into smaller chunks. So yeah, now that I know I have to make 10 $200 gifts, which gifts am I going to create that's going to bring me to that amount of money? And I want to write them down because when I come in here with brain fog, I need to look at this list and say, boom, I can make large bears today, I can do some ottomans today, or I can do some heart boxes today. That's going to get me some substantial money. I may only do 2 or 3 or 4 of them, and then I may move on to some, $100 gifts or some $25 gifts, whatever my mind is allowing me to do. But at least I'm keeping my eyes on the prize and making sure that I'm actually hitting the money marks or the money goals that I'm trying to make. Um, I'm going to look at y'all's comments. If I have misspoken or misstated or not said something clear, which I do, you guys let me know in the comments and we'll go through and address that. Let me catch up on the comments. Let me see what y'all are saying. All right, there's Angela saying, do you say, well, I want to make X number of high price gifts? How do you reach your goal? Okay, that's what I was just talking about. Mrs. Stella says, hey, Rachel, saw your short. Did you get the red platter for a penny at Dollar Tree? I didn't. They were $2 at my store. I tried it. Kay put the link in. Hit the thumbs up. Hey, Shy, welcome in. Taylor Made, welcome, welcome. She says, thank you for your knowledge. Thank you, Taylor. Bourbon Bubblegum. Ooh. How you doing, BB Clyde? She says, Niam's business chat with spreadsheet equals business chat. Bonnie says, so you're saying if we want to make 2,000 smackaroos, all we got to do is $50, $40 hollers to make it do what it do. Something like that, Lonnie. Something like that. Yes, ma'am. Bourbon Bubblegum says, sorry I had entered early. Business chat, maximize holiday sales strategies for a profitable year in the gift basket business. Yes, that is the video Never in a Million referenced us to yesterday when we were talking about this. I knew I had saw that much of it out on in the YouTube streets as far as the breaking down of the money amounts and the tick marks and all that kind of stuff. But I think the disconnect for some people may be not having the concepts listed out for each of those particular price points. So that's kind of where I think we can close the gap of understanding. Bonnie says, oh, I like this list. I definitely need to do this for separation and organization. I usually just group them by gender. Very interesting. Okay, okay. I can see it. I always have faces. I'm late. Sounds like another great live. I will catch the replay later. Thank you. I always have faith. Bonnie says 100. Sally says, good afternoon. What have I missed? We just talking business, Sally. We just talking business. Lonnie says, as I always say, S. Marie is a businesswoman first. Listen up, y'all. That I am. That I am. In my real life, I was actually a businesswoman. Hey, everybody coming in. Rachel says, yes, I got the red platters for a penny at DT. Doggone it. Man. I mean, I'm happy for you, Rachel. I'm ecstatic for you. But mine were $2. And I was upset because I just knew them red and green platters were going to be on clearance. And they were not. So I was not happy. But I'm going to try them again. I know that. Crap keeps sending me messages. I'm going to have to do not disturb y'all when I come back on here. Oh, that's Bath and Body Works. They say the wallflowers are $5.95, y'all. All right. Cheryl says, thank you for guidance and confirmation. You're welcome, Cheryl. I always have faith. Case speaking, very good strategy and information. Thank you. Great at Rachel. I wanted to mention it when you did your live, but I wanted to make sure first, but I didn't go back. Yeah, that's awesome. You got them for that price. I'm gonna try them again. I surely am. Just as soon as I get out this house and go to somebody's tree store, they finna sell me some of them platters for a penny. So that I've now caught up with the chat. Any questions, comments, or concerns as far as what I've said up to this point? I think instead of really trying to schedule a Zoom or all of that kind of stuff, I think because of time and the fact that everybody is in crunch time and all of the things, we're going to go ahead and roll out with what we have. As we have more time to talk business and monies and strategies and things like that, we can. But I can't take away from my design time, and I don't want to do that for you guys either. So if you are listening and you find this helpful, then come back. We'll talk about it some more. But I don't think I'm going to do a formal class. It's been quite some time since your girl done had, well, that's a lie. I was going to say, since I done had an audience. But nevertheless, we can get you this information and get you to where you want to be without us having a formal sit down, chat, Zoom, teaching classroom setting. Like, ain't nobody got time for that. However, if you do need additional assistance, I am available. My email address is in the bio on my page. So feel free to email me if you like, if you have a specific question. Don't email me with, tell me how to do that again. I'm not even going to respond the way that you think I am. I'm going to say, go look at the videos or something, or I may just leave you sitting in my inbox. Because ain't nobody got time for that. Like I told y'all, I can't spoon feed you the information. I'm going to give it to you and I'll answer your questions, but you're going to have to do the legwork. You're going to have to do the research. Just like this, we can sit here and come up with a plan all we want, but if you are not utilizing your time and making sure you are hitting your $200 gifts, your $150 gifts, you get your 10 or 15 completed for the day, you're moving it around, you know what I'm saying? If you don't do that legwork, then all of this is for naught. It's not going to make a hill of beans. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time spoon feeding or, trying to get this information out to everybody. I do know everybody learns and absorbs information at different speeds. But in the same sense, you as an adult are going to have to do the research and put in the work in order to see if a method like this is going to work for you, a technique like this is going to work for you. And that's not, being mean or anything. That's just the way it is. Don't none of us really have time for that. So let's see if I missed anything else. Oh, y'all talking now. Y'all talking now. Michelle says, I'm over here cracking up. S. Marie calling us all the phone names when she's reading the comments. Right. Child, I see something and something else come out my mind. I tell you right there, I got not PMS, what do you call it? Like menopausal brain or something like that. Rachel says, yes, I knew they were a penny, but the store I had saw them at, they were gone. I went to another store waiting for my son, and the heavens opened. Oh, that's awesome, awesome, awesome. Shy says, I went to DT for Christmas buckets. it's all back to regular prices. That's what I thought. Yeah, because when I scanned them, they were regular price for me. So that's why I was like, how in the world did Rachel get some? The only other thing I thought about was maybe she got hers like a previous day or two. But yesterday, when I went out there, mine were full price. They were $2 for those platters. 6 more likes to get to 50. Thank you guys. We got 41 in. I appreciate you all. Cheryl says, I saw Never in a Million's video and made the chart, and I'm following her information. Yes, good job. Hey, Balloon Junkie, how are you, Miss Melinda? She can only help you help yourself. Exactly. Bourbon says, lots of community schools and credit unions offer free small business classes. Yes, they do. Sheila, I was like, what I say? I know, right? Y'all know. So that's the marrying of it all. That's what I was saying as far as the strategies. I mean, we can talk about the numbers of it all, but unless you figure out what you're going to make to plug into each of those price points, then you may be spinning your wheels working on things that are not really going to get you to the monetary goal. Because you can make 260 baskets. I just used that number because that's what I wrote at the bottom of here. I can make 260 baskets and go out there and sell all 260 baskets. But if all 260 of my baskets are $50 and below, I'm not coming home with $16,000. You see what I'm saying? So you have to have enough inventory on the streets or to sell enough completed gift basket inventory to sell in order to make the goal that you want. If you got a $10,000 goal and you got $50 gifts and you got like 60 of them, 60 total gifts, some of them are $50, 25, $15, you're not coming home with $10,000. You can make 300 gifts. And if they all within a lower price point, you're not coming home with a $10,000. So you have to make sure you're able to figure out which gifts plug into each of these slots. If you already have concepts that you want to do, figure out how you're going to make that ottoman be $200. If I can't make that ottoman be $200, I may make them be $100. I could make two ottomans be $200 and 10 ottomans be $100. So you can flip it around. You can strategize however you want. If you have the product and you're able to make gifts in succession, one after the other, or work on a group of them at one time, that may be a little quicker for you once you get the hang of it. Um, but even at that, we still have to put in the work. We have to create the actual gifts, have enough inventory on hand in order to sell that inventory in order to make the goal that we want. If we go outside with $1,000 worth of inventory, it don't matter how you slice it, you're not coming home with no $10,000. You're not. I mean, you're just not. So, and that's kind of the joining or the part I think I haven't really saw a lot of people point out that aspect of it. It's more like, okay, let's figure out how many gifts we need to make our goal, or let's figure out how many we need to make each day to have enough gifts to go on the street. It ain't about having enough of them to go on the street. Well, it kind of is. But you also have to make sure you have the right amounts of gifts or the right priced gifts and also the correct number of gifts to make the goals that you are wanting to make for your business. Rachel says, well, it may have been a new barcode for the ones at your store. Yeah, like some of the toys. Yeah. I get it. I get it. But I'm still trying, Rachel. You know I am. You know I am, because I want some of those. Now that I've seen your method for not only those jumbo cards and the lollipops, I kind of want to do those. Kind of want to do those. But I have a whole bunch of other stuff on my plate, so I'm kind of, you know, I'll get to it when I get to it. Now, what I do have is a whole bunch of foam board. Because, like I say, once some people bought out my whole city of foam board, as my store started getting some in, I've been buying it when I see it. Because they not finna have me over here where I can't make not now heart box and not now jumbo card. I ain't got enough foam board to make my boxes. I mean, stuff in my bags like Nessa was showing. They even had me looking crazy out here in these streets. So I was like, let me get my stuff when I can get it. So yeah, we gotta get it going. Angela says great information and breakdown. Esmery is that mama that says, didn't I tell you one time? Like my mom and that lady will not repeat herself. Yes, ma'am. That do be somebody's mama. And yeah, that's kind of it. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you. I tell you the first time, the second time, but we ain't gonna keep going over it over and over again. Like I can't. It's gonna mess up my mind. Well, that's why I am doing those because they are quicker than mailboxes. Yep, I have to make my ottomans and heart boxes. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. That's what I was looking at. I was like, baby, I need to work on specific type things. So that's why I was like, let me get these cosmetic cases off of here. Let me get these hair care gifts off of here because if nothing else, I need to go outside with my heavy hitters, the things that I know my customers have bought from me for multiple years now. I need to be outside with that kind of stuff. So I want to prioritize that, make sure I spend enough time on doing those. So that's why I have 10 of these large buckets sitting in here because I'm going to pack them all, put all my foundations in. And they ain't getting but like 3 or 4 items in here. You're gonna get you a purse, a bear, a blanket, or something. Y'all gonna get these 3 or 4 little items. It's gonna be pretty. It's gonna be large. It's gonna be, for the whatever price point I want it to be for. But that's all that's gonna happen. So I can actually cross off my 10 $100 gifts or my 10 $85 gifts by the time I get here. The next day, I got ottomans set up here. I've already taken account of how many ottomans I have created already. So now that I know that number, I know how many additional ottomans I want to make in order to take on the street. Um, as far as my big bears are concerned, I've already figured out which are the big babies are going to be able to be sold by themselves. That's going to bring me $200. So yeah, we working on that kind of thing. So by having a little bit more, planning a little bit more, taking into consideration the gifts that you want to make, as well as the stuff that you have inventory to create, I think we'll be able to actually get closer to our goals than if we're just out here creating gifts willy nilly. Hey, Sonana, welcome in my Vonnie voice. What you mean? I was today years old when I realized Daddy's treasure chest stood for girl. I thought it was two Rachels. You know what, Michelle? No, I'm not even gonna laugh at you. I am not. I am not. I always have faith. Says on a $40 basket, what would be the ideal input price? On a $40 basket, what would be the ideal input price? What do you mean? Are you asking what would be the ideal amount of money you want to put into the basket in order to charge $40 for it? That's what I'm understanding your question to say. $40, you want to know how much should you invest or what's the ideal investment price on that $40 gift? Rachel says, did you finish your cake boxes? I did not, Rachel. I have them sitting over here on over there looking at me right now. I have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Actually, I have 10 of them out and partially full. So I need to get them uh, filled up and wrapped up and closed up. So yeah, they're in the works. But yes, that will be one of my things. That was another thing for me. I don't have all my product in one place, so it's really hard for me to kind of design how I have everything set up now. I don't have the space to spread out in the workshop. The weather's being ridiculous, so I can't just bring it all outside and set it up out there and figure it all out. I don't have space, and I'm not finna bring all that crap in my house. So I'm trying to work with what I have. So I brought in buckets, I brought in ottomans, I brought in other stuff. I have them spread out down there. I'm going to go through and fill them all up and drop all those bears in there. And then once I get the bears in their buckets, I'm going to go out to the workshop and pull other products to go in there to get me to whatever price point I decide I'm running these particular buckets at. And that's the same thing I'm having to do for my pretty much everything. I am starting them in here, and then I have to go out to the workshop and pull whatever items I want to use or put inside of them. So I do have to bring in a lot of stuff because I don't necessarily know what's going in here. I can bring in, two different pairs of slippers, two different blankets, two different robes, three or four different whatever's, so that I can put them in there to see, well, this one actually looks better with this. This kind of goes with that better, that kind of a thing. So it takes me a little bit longer anyway to kind of get my stuff together because I'm spread out so much. But in the same sense, I think that's why I was wanting to do things a little bit differently. I didn't have a plan my first couple of years. And then I started really getting into a lot of the concepts that were I was seeing on YouTube. So I was like, oh, I want to make that. Oh, I want to make that. And then I was going outside and I had, more gifts than I had the previous season, but they were not in the price points in order to make sure I was still bringing in the kind of money I brought in the first time. So that's why I was like, I got to get back to the basics and make sure I am implementing something different. And like I said, this is my first time really writing it down and trying to assign specific gifts to particular price points. But I think in doing that, it's going to help me stay focused because I can come up here, like I say, and not do too much of nothing. Work all day on gifts, and I've been made $5, $10 gifts. You know what I'm saying? And that ain't like, what is that? You know what I mean? So yeah. But no, I'm gonna finish them. I gotta get them. Miss Angela says something I do for selling is when the weather is cold, I go out. When the weather is good, I go out because when where I live, the weather is very cold, windy, and snowy. So if it's a good day, I'm out all day till dark. Okay, yes, ma'am, Miss Angela. I know that's right. Balloon Junkie says always have faith. Lotion, body wash, and a bear and chocolates. Always have faith says yes. So yes, you want to know how much to invest into a gift that you want to charge $40 for. I think that's going to be, you said, what's the ideal amount? If I am being perfectly honest, my ideal amount into a $40 gift is going to be about $5. And I say that laughingly because the price points that we buy our inventory at are going to be so different. Some people they shop a lot at 50% off or 75% off. So they may purchase some things at $10 that I would not purchase at $10. Now, purchase them at $1. I may even purchase them at $2. But at $10, absolutely not. So I could have product that I paid so much less for than somebody else. So it's hard for me or anybody else to tell you how much investment you should put into a gift. I know that there is a lot of floating around about the 2 times your profit and the three. Like, if it costs you $5 to make this gift, or if these particular products retail for $5, then you should be charging 3 to 4 times that. So if I go and buy $5 worth of product and I arrange them as a gift, I should sell that gift for $20. Okay, that's the kind of you're thinking between 15 and $20. Um, but that doesn't always work, and you have to also take into consideration how much you're actually paying for them. So I think some people will tell you, yeah, $10 is a good price, is an ideal amount. $5 is an ideal amount, but it's really going to depend on the gift itself and what type of price points you're comfortable with and what type of profit margins you're okay with. Um, I want to put $2 in a gift and then sell it for 100. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I want to do. So I'm getting $98 worth of profit off of that same gift. Um, Other people may put, where I put $2 in, they may put $50 into that gift, and now they're coming home with a much smaller profit margin than I did. But it all depends on how you're buying your product, what, like I said before. So I think that you have to take that kind of thing into consideration as well. Um, so that was the answer. Always have faith. Always have faith. Does that help? If not, what is it that you're asking? If that's not answering your question, then put it in there again. Let's figure it out. Really, advocacy is right. That's what I said, Daddy. That's what I said, Rachel. Because I was like, girl, I didn't figure it out until she just said LLC. Rachel says, I always do a spreadsheet every holiday and track my progress and profit. Yep, that's why Rachel's been successful. I said that's one of the reasons that Rachel has been successful. Ain't nobody finna doubt that you guys' creativity and your work ethic, your business ethic, all of that kind of stuff is off the charts. I can honestly say you guys make some awesome gifts. And to be able to incorporate a little bit more of planning in the business aspect of it, I think will help some people get to the goals that they're actually trying to see. People are saying they want to see 5 figures for a holiday. This is the holiday that you can do it. If ever there was one, Valentine's Day is one that you can bring that in. But you have to be strategic as to what you're focusing on, how much time you're spending on them, of course, your price points and all that kind of stuff, and actually putting in the work to be able to bring home that kind of money. So yeah, we definitely need to make sure we have a little bit more of a business mindset, even if this is just your side gig. Ain't nothing crazy, ain't no side gig, money. It's some good money out there. So if you want to operate it and just think of it as a side gig, that's totally fine. But I think if you implement a little bit more business into it, strategies and techniques into it, you'll be able to make more money from the side gig. You know what I mean? To the point where it could be your main gig. Balloon Junkie says, I wish you were near me. I could make room for you. Oh, thank you, Balloon Junkie. Michelle says, $5. I wish. I was thinking 12. Never in a million you can do $40 at 50 cents, right? Should go to at deals. Yes. Thank you very much for your advice. You're welcome. Always have faith. Kay says, right. I have to remember the retail value of items also. That's what I do most times. Yes. When I'm calculating stuff, it ain't got nothing to do with how much I paid for it. Now, in my mind, I'm going to remember that because I know how much I'm paying for my products. But when I'm calculating how much I'm charging for things, I'm looking at how much how much is it going to cost if this person goes out and recreates this gift themselves. And that may not even be the best way to look at it, but I can put a gift out there, and you could put that same gift out with products that came strictly from the Dollar Tree. And I'm not talking about the Dollar Tree. I'm just saying we could buy stuff from different places. One person could buy fragrance from Bath and Body Works, and therefore their gift is $65. I may be able to go and buy fragrance for a gift and make it identical to the one that they made, just switching out the products, the price of the products. And now I have a gift that I can also charge $65 for, but I didn't have to buy the Bath and Body Works to put it in. You know what I'm saying? So it really depends on the retail. You have to look at the retail price of it. When I'm adding it up, I'm not saying, okay, well, I paid, 50 cents for this Bath and Body Works, so that's how much I'm calculating in the cost of my gift. My investment in this particular item is 50 cents. I ain't paying attention to that. When I'm going through and I'm thinking about my prices, I'm thinking about how much is it going to cost for them to go to the store and get some of this themselves. That's the number I'm looking to put into my into my spreadsheets. Now, the other part of that is, I may have gotten a specific item and they might not want Bath and Body Works. So, they can go and recreate the gift with other type of products and make the retail price be much lower. In which case that's a whole different gift, a whole different price point for it. So you definitely want to take in the retail value of it when you're pricing, not so much how much you're investing. But at this stage, I'm pretty sure it's how much should I invest in them, because you're trying to get products to make a gift in that particular range. So I understand. I think I understand where you're coming from, but we definitely want to look at our retail when we're pricing. But yes, investment cost is going to be important also, because that's the amount of money you're coming out of your actual pocket for, and then you're waiting to get that money back on the back end when the items sell. Bonnie says, right, show. Princess of Penny pension 10 cents into 40 and $60. I'd be like, let me move in next door, run your neighbors off. Miss Sonia says you definitely have to put in the work. Yes, yes, yes. Well, there's that. Nice chat, nice TED talk. Thank you guys. Um, any other questions, comments, or concerns for those of you who are watching the replay, and or when you go back to watch the replay and say, hey, I came back. Leave some comments, leave some questions in the chat, and next time we get into this, we'll talk about those things. And like I said, if you have specific questions, where did I get this from? Oh, okay. If you have specific questions, you can email me, and we'll chat about them. I may even send you a phone number and tell you to call me, because I'm on my headset working, as opposed to sitting here on the phone talking to you about it, or trying to type out an email. Because if I send out an email, 9 times out of 10, the professionalism comes back, and I got to try to make sure it's grammatically correct and punctuate. Yeah, call me, because I can talk you through it way faster than I can send you an email about it. So yeah, we'll do it that way if you guys need additional assistance. But like I say, you guys are smart. You're super smart. You're very creative, because you guys are bringing out very, very nice gifts. So I don't think this is a hard concept for you all to grasp. I just don't know if it's been talked about um, as much, so that it's really helping you focus in or hone in on what type of gifts you want to make to get to your profit margin, to get to your goal, like I say. 5 more likes to get to 50. S. Marie sounds like she is about to kick us out. Yeah, you heard it, didn't you, Kay? You heard it. That wind down be strong, baby. After we do a couple of recaps on the subject matter at hand, we be ready to go. I'm gonna recap you a couple of times, make sure it's I say what I say, but then after that, we be over it. On to the next. Shamika talking about I know, Kay. You guys know me so well. That is amazing. Let's see. Miss Cheryl says, I sold my single rose in a carton for $5 last year. I'm thinking of charging $8. Is that reasonable, too much, or too little? I think that is reasonable, Miss Cheryl. I was hearing, who was it, Still Classy, and them talk, and during Still Classy's live, should I say, about the price of single roses and stuff like that. Last year was my first year with the single roses. So, yeah, I have no idea. But I don't think that is too bad of a price, especially considering how much the stores are going to be charging for them. So I think you're good. Miss Angela says, thank you, S. Marie, for sharing all of this. You're welcome. I hope it helps. Shamika says, I don't want to go. I said what I said. I bet you did. I was like, she about to kick us out. Y'all heard the wind down. Y'all know it, don't you? That chick recapped more than 2 times. We finna be up out of here in the next 20 minutes. No, I'm just playing. Miss Elva says, thanks, Espree, for sharing valuable tips. You're welcome, Miss Elva. I hope it helps. Tasha says, I'm so happy I found some more of them inflatables you bought me. Yeah. Tasha, I'm going to do that. You done sold me, honey. When I tell you I'm doing that, I am so doing that. I absolutely love that concept. And you're right. Ain't nobody got time for them doggone hearts. Although I do have some of them already constructed. I just gotta feel them. But that was one of the reasons why I went back and made sure I got so much of the foam board because I was like, I gotta be able to make my hearts. Now it's the season for it. So I was like, I gotta do it. But now that you done showed me that, baby, listen, I ain't gotta. I don't have to think of a concept. You've already kind of laid it out. Oh yeah, I was working, but I heard you listing off what you was putting in there. Got that, got that. Can definitely put something like that in there. It ain't gonna look like your. Well, I can't say it won't look like yours, but it ain't the exact same. We ain't putting the same stuff in there. But yes, ma'am, I love the fact that you was actually able to tell me how to do that because I had not. I was drawing a blank. I couldn't figure it out. Like I knew I wanted to use them, and that's why I had one of them blew up already. But then the other day I was like, hey, let me just blow these things up. And then you came on and showed that. I was like, look at him. If that ain't awesome, awesome, awesome. So yeah, I love it. I love it when the plan comes together. So that is an awesome thing for me. I so appreciate you sharing that because I will definitely be LLC in that. Let's put some tape on here and get this off of here. I think that's good, Miss Cheryl. Charging for convenience also. Yes, yes, yes. That is another thing. If now of the season you can't charge for convenience, you can charge for convenience for Valentine's Day. Them people that's out there buying, mostly men, they don't want to go in the store. They don't want to do any of that. They don't want to stand in line. They already know that because they waited till the day before, ain't nothing in them stores. So they're not studying that. So if you can create those gifts and pass on that convenience to them, they will happily pay for it. I have not had anybody complain about pricing of gifts or any of that stuff. I have gotten more requests over the years to, I can't say a reduction in price. Primarily that started with my husband because when we first went out there that first year, when people, especially when after it started picking up and people were coming, and he was like, "Oh man, people are actually stopping to buy this stuff," because we were new to it, like completely green to it. And he was watching me make those gifts. I was over there at the rental house making gifts from December the 26th clear up till it was time to go street sale. And I had watched Boss Lady Fee and I was listening to her and I was understanding what's going on. I had picked up on Joy with Baskets and More. I had my stuff all displayed. I was using the shirt boxes like we was stepping at. So that first year he went out to street sale with me. And we sat there and we didn't get set up good before people started coming. And he was like, oh crap. So as it kept going and all that kind of stuff, he was like, okay, well, initially at the very beginning, he was like, well, if somebody had a question about a price, oh man, well, I'll take out $5, this, that, and the other. And so I started looking at him like, bro, we not doing that. Them people didn't ask you for a discount. You voluntarily giving away my money. Like, don't do that. So, as the years have went on, I think some of those people, because they real remembered him and how freely he was discounting prices, they'll ask for a discount. But I done already padded them prices, baby. I'll give you $5 off, like I really will. And the way I buy stuff and the price points that I buy it at, yeah, I don't mind taking $5 hit because as I'm making this, I already know what kind of money I have going into it. So it ain't a big deal to get a discount. But yes, definitely charge for those convenient fees. Vonnie says I got my roses a few days ago, and glad you asked that, Cheryl. I thought $3 was high enough, but $5 dollars will do just fine. Yes, ma'am, Vonnie. Ain't nobody selling no rose for no $3. I don't care if it is artificial, because if they out there selling one real rose for $15, I'm gonna sell you this forever rose, this artificial rose, for this $5 to $7 or whatever the case may be. I surely will. And if you have a problem with that, you go to Publix or to Sam's or to Walmart and buy you one flower. Go right on ahead. And by the time you spend your gas and your time and your energy getting that one flower, you would have wished you had gave me these $8 for this one flower over here. So yeah, people, you let them think about it and they'll come on out their pocket once they start realizing, yeah, I could find it cheaper somewhere else. But the reality of it is, because I've waited to the last day, ain't nothing out there. They gonna buy it. They gonna buy all of the things. Seriously thinking about $8. Yes, ma'am. Not giving away the money. Yeah, he was. Yep, I had to threaten that brother. I was like, hold up. After when we got us a quiet minute when we didn't have customers there, I had to, yeah, hold on, sir. Hold on. Stop asking them people if they want to pay less for money. You know, they didn't even ask you that. So well, it was look like they was about to walk off. Let them walk off. Let them walk off. Let them. Let them. Let them. So a couple of people did just that. He was sitting up there looking at me, giving me the side eye, because I was like, "Yeah, the price is the price," you know, not in those words, but that was my mentality on it. And so he would see him leave, and he's sitting there looking crazy, cutting his eyes at me, looking crazy. I'm like, it'll be okay. They'll be back, or either they won't. It'll be okay. And just to show, they would bring their behinds back. Man, I went down there. You know what they're selling? They got this, that, and the other down there, and their prices 3 and 4 times your prices. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they are. And they stuff don't look like yours. It does not, because we're different people, you know. So now, are you willing to pay this money that you just turned your nose up at a minute ago? Because you done went down there and realized they hitting you all over the head. Like they would happily buy that stuff. Then they was buying 2, 3, and 4 of them. Then they was calling their friends, "Hey man, don't go over there. Come over here. This the new spot." Da 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 da. Yeah, because I know the value of the products that I'm putting out, and you not finna go up there and get it. They finna sell you 6 roses for $50. I already know they is. I already know it. That's how much it was in the grocery store. So I know that's what they did. They bought them same roses at the grocery store and put them in a vase that they got out the Dollar Tree, and they selling that to you for $50. I already know it. So you can get 6 roses from them for $50, or you can come over here and get you a whole gift basket with stuff in it and all. What you gonna do? Michelle said my hubby don't do no discounts. I'm the softy girl. Mm-mm. Nope. He ain't trying to do no discounts now. Now he realized he be telling me that I think you should go up on the price on that one. You know, da, da, da. They keep looking at it. They keep looking at it. You should go up on the price. Or I done sold 7. That's what he told me one of the other times. He said, "Man, I sold 7 of these while you was gone. We need to ask for more money. Maybe they won't buy them so quick. Let the people buy that stuff." What are you talking about? So he did a complete turnaround. Okay, then Cheryl ain't playing with nobody. She ain't, and she don't. She shouldn't have to. She should not have to, honey. That's the thing. It's those two people that's gonna say for a fake rose, right? And the next thing you know, they got their hands. Yep, they got them in their hands. That's what they want. As Marie say, who gonna check me, boo? Surely do. Nobody said that. Rachel says my husband came one night and was trying to discount. I called him out right then. The man said, "I like this price." I said, "No, sir." He stopped that quick. Yeah, we ain't letting y'all pick your own price. What y'all think this is? This is not the price is right. Hey, Ashley, welcome in. Right? They got a bell on a box for $50. You got the bell. For real. They selling you one bear in a plastic bag with a Dollar Tree balloon on it for $50. That same bell your spouse just saw in Walmart for 10. You done bought from the corner for $50, and you know what I'm saying. Like for real, that's what you want to do. Okay, well fine, you go on over there and get you a bell. But you can get this whole bell right here. This bell got a robe. He got a whole gift set. There's a balloon that's bigger than you are sitting up here with this bell. You can get this bell for $150. What you want to do? They take that bell and they leave. Hey man, y'all think y'all can drop this off? Cause this ain't big. My vehicle ain't big enough for this hill. Absolutely. My husband will load that joke up and go take it right on over there to him. Surely will. Estella says because if they go to the store, they're going to pay the price. They're not going to talk the store down. Exactly. Exactly. And I have said that before also. I have. I have actually told the customer that. And I was like, I know for a fact Walmart don't let you pick your own price. Now, do they? I mean, if they do, let me know. And I'll go over there and pick my own price, and then I'll come out here and sell that stuff to y'all. But last time I checked, the price was the price. Yeah, you're right, you're right. Just like I had that guy ask me to take money off of his thing. if he can get a discount. And he talked junk about it, and he wanted to get a discount. He was the security guy's friend, so he had come down. So he wanted to get the price reduced. I agreed to the reduced price, and he gonna hand me, oh, it was $60. I think I agreed to 50. Do you know he gave me 320s? I was not getting this 10 back, right? You already know that you just messed that up. I'm not giving you this money back. He was like, yeah, yeah. Even he had to laugh. He was like, yeah, I knew I messed it up then when I looked and I ain't had no smaller bills. You absolutely messed it up. Give me my $60. The crap is going on here. So you got the money, you just wasn't gonna give it to me? Like, no, anybody doing this. I hate when they talk you down and they want to pull out a lot of money. Right, exactly. Exactly. And the only reason I even considered it is because he was friends with security. So that was the only reason. Like, they stood up and had a good conversation, all that stuff. He even left and went and got his girl and came back and all of the things. So, okay, cool, fine, whatever. But then he actually had the money. Man, if you don't give my money, I sure told him. I said, you do know I'm not giving you your change back, right? You do know that because you just asked me for a discount, but you actually got the money. You just didn't want to give it to me. He was like, yeah. He started laughing. The girl was laughing. Security was laughing. I was like, get your behind from over here. Get my money. So that's all I have for you guys. I don't really have anything else. At this point, I guess I'm just running my mouth and stuffing buckets. So in order to stay on task for the day, I'm going to run through these. I will still talk to you since Kaden called me out and said I was finna kick y'all up out of here. Which I was. I really, really was. Let me see. If the batteries let us be great. Well, kind of, sort of, not really. It ain't really charging, but it ain't dying either. Ashley laughing. Estella says, Ashley, don't let them talk you down. Let your price be your price because you know they have the money. Oh, I can already tell you, Mrs. Stella, Ashley ain't playing them games with them folk. Ashley is not. I already know it. I would advise the rest of y'all not to play them games with them folks either. And I think a lot of the times we can kind of gauge, if you're a good judge of character and that kind of stuff, you can see who could use a discount. You know what I mean? I've had kids come up and ask for discounts and that kind of stuff, and I'll gladly give it to them. I've had older people come up and talk about why they're giving this gift to this person and that kind of thing. And if God puts it on my heart to sell them a gift at such and such price, then that's what I do. So, other times, and when I see the foreign whips pull into the parking lot, and like we say, they have a certain type of aroma to them, a certain walk, a certain look, a certain language. No sir, I'm gonna steer you right on over here to these $200 gifts, which that's where you was going to in the first place. When you pulled over here, that's where you started walking to the $200 gifts. So we finna go on and meet you over there at the $200 section, and we finna go ahead and get you a gift. So nah, we ain't doing that. Vaughn is smiling. Iris said we not leaving. Ashley says, exactly, Estella. This one man got me Christmas. He came and bought 10 gifts. By the time I looked up, I had reduced my 50 to 30. Never again. What, Ashley? Well, he got you. It happens to the best of us. I bet, like you say, he won't do it no more. He won't be able to get away with it no more. Cheryl says, I might try 10 for a rose and see how it does. And see how it doesn't work. If it doesn't work, I'll go back to 10. Okay. Ashley says, and 8. I let 1 or 2 slide, but not anymore, right? Right. If they got Jordans on, I ain't reducing nothing. You pay $200 for some shoes, you gonna pay $200 for this basket. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Now, I used to think that way about the vehicles and stuff like that, but some of these folks get into these vehicles and be so upside down and all the rest of this kind of stuff, so I don't even use that anymore. But there's some things I can see, you know. I can tell a certain type of watch. I can tell a certain type of, you know what I mean? And it's not like I'm making up the prices as they come. My prices are clearly displayed, so it's not like I'm gonna just charge them more because they look a certain kind of way. But I say that to say, you ain't finna ask me for no discount or nothing like that, and I know that you don't ask other people for discounts. You go in the store and pay what you want, and that a lot of times most guys ain't for the haggling. They gonna buy what they want to buy, and that's gonna be that. They then like my husband, he don't haggle. I can tell somebody tell him the price of something is whatever, and he just gonna pay it. And I be like, no sir, we are not paying that. Like, don't you buy that for that money, that much money. That's how much them people charge. Ain't nobody say you had to buy it from them people. You didn't look for nail another store to carry that white shirt for. You wouldn't have paid $100 for a white T-shirt. Like, for real, is this what we doing? Well, they had it in my size, and I needed a shirt. So yeah, that they don't haggle. A lot of them do not haggle. So I just, I take it for what it is. The women haggle way more than the men do, in my opinion, from my street sales. Y'all ain't playing about these roses. Let me get my tags ready. You sure better? Ashley, he must have been fighting his red wine. For that kind of a discount, I know that's right. Michelle says 1K once talks about all the expenses in this business. I've given discounts, but will definitely stop. I mean, that's up to you, Michelle. I'm just saying, they not asking for discounts at other places, so I'm okay with them not getting a discount. And most of the people don't ask for no discounts. I have more women for Mother's Day and Father's Day and stuff like that asking for discounts than guys coming over looking for gift baskets. And them guys just pay whatever you tell them they need to pay. Not at all. He came with a sob story, and I had a few customers walking up, so I was confused. Think he noticed and took advantage. Actually, never again. Yeah. Now that they will definitely do. If you let them, they will. The price, not a shirt. They say the price is the price. Rachel says, I give discounts, but my discounts are never over $5 to $10, period. Right. Yes, ma'am. That's going to be about the extent of it. Ain't no if I buy 3, do I get 1 free? Absolutely not. No, we're not doing that. We are not doing that. Do I have any more? I'm out of rices. How am I out of rices? What? And actually, I probably don't even need to do 2 in each of these because they're not gonna be super tall. So usually, the taller they get, the more wind they're liable to pick up and push them over. But since these are not going to be tall, I probably don't even need 2 weights in there. But it's in there nice, so there's that. Oh, I may have to let you guys go because I think I'm out of toppers for my thingies. In which case, I'm going to have to let y'all go because nobody wants to hear this loud behind machine. This cutter thing. Okay, there's my template. I'm glad I stopped discounts. He ain't hurt me too bad, but still, yeah. Yep. I only had one time somebody come up with that whole, I already paid you. It's showing paid on my end, but my Cash App didn't show nothing coming through. I only had that happen one time. And luckily, uh, he was the customer that was trying to pull the fast one. He was the one that really made me start paying attention because he was very insistent on uh, making sure he asked, did I get his payment for me? And I was talking to another customer, and he was like, you got the payment right, you got the payment right. Oh, all right. And he starts loading up the basket. And so I literally told the people that I was dealing with, hold on one second, let me check something out. And I looked on there, I was like, no, sir, I do not see a payment from you. Meanwhile, my husband standing there about to give him the basket. Ain't nobody got money. No, it say paid on this end. It doesn't say that on this end. I'm not showing anything on my end, as a matter of fact. It said, look right here, it show paid. No, sir. Well, it ain't showing paid over here. So until it come through, we just gonna hold on to this one, all right? He's like, well, I gotta go. I gotta go to class. I'm gonna be late. Okay, well, you can come back when your payment show paid. If it come through between now and then, I will happily put it back on the truck, and you can come pick it up after class. I'll be here all day. Oh, I don't know what's wrong with this. I don't either, baby. But until this money comes through, you're not late with this gift, all right? Yeah, let me go to class. I'll be back. I'll be back because this going to show you that it's paid. I ain't seen that person there another time. Nope. Not today, little boy. Not today. Oh, man, I didn't put any paper in that one. I think I'll put my short paper in here instead of my contractor's paper. 50 likes. Yay. Thank y'all so much. Estella, that's why you overpriced, because if you give a $5 or $10 discount, you're getting the amount you really want. Yes. And I also saw when Never in a Million, when I was watching her video, that she was talking about I don't even know how you say it, maybe rounding. Instead of if her gift is priced at $85, then she'll tick off the $80 price point. Put a tick mark in the $80 category or in the $80 range, as opposed to having it exactly at $85. That way, if she does give a discount or whatever, it's already been accounted for in her spreadsheet. So I did like that idea. So I think I'll definitely implement that when I'm going through and doing my pricing and worrying about where I put my tick marks and counting up how much I have. I think I'm going to start looking at that a little bit too. For those of you who are just coming in, the reason I'm putting this paper down here all loosely and willy-nilly, it's just acting as a liner for my plastic container. Because I've noticed on some of these plastic containers, once we get outside, you can see through the container and see whatever's inside. And since there's only a bucket in the bottom of here, I didn't want them to be able to see through my plastic and see that there's not anything down there. So I just put a little bit of liner around it. Before I was using contractor's paper, but this is some kind of little paper roll I had. So I'll just put that in there so I don't have to fold up my contractor's paper to put in there. But there's that. Normally it's just a paperless foundation, especially for those sizes. Hold on a second. 50 likes, gonna mess my ring. Estella says you have to make them think they're getting a discount. That's what stores do. They do. And Sally says, what do you have in the center of that bucket? This is a bucket. I don't even know what these came from. Oh, these may have been the ones from like Dollar Tree that had the balls in it or something. That may be what these are. If not, I don't know what these are. I don't know where I got them from, but they're here. Yeah, apparently it was during Easter time, because this is an Easter bucket, and this is an Easter bucket. So it may have been one of those kid toys from the Dollar Tree that had the 5 of them in one container with like some white balls or something in there. That may be what this is. But when I turned it over, it is the perfect size or the perfect height for me to utilize in the inside of here as my foundation. So all I have to do then is just put me a top on there. And now I have a flat surface to be able to design my gift on. I don't have to worry about it rocking and rolling. I don't have to worry about it having all that paper down at the bottom and taking so long to stuff it. So that's just the paperless foundation method that has become popular again within the community. But y'all saw me do this on the Divine Creation challenge. I used that. Y'all talking about, what kind of sorcery is this? How did you do that? Da, 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 da. Somebody was even in the comments talking about, girl, you can use them baskets for Easter. Ain't nobody studying them baskets. I'm gonna get these products up out of here. If I need to buy some more baskets later on, I will. But until then, we're gonna use these baskets for whatever I can use them for. Alright, so that's a better fit. Let's get you a little piece of paper and we're gonna get you out of here. Yes, that is the ball toss game bucket. Thank you, Kay. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The ball toss bucket. Oh, that's neat. Hey, Miss Marlene Wells, how are you? Welcome to the live. No rice in there. Alright, so who's going live next? Whose house are we going over to now? I'm sat up here and talked for 2-3 hours straight. And then I'm gonna watch you guys while I work. So who's going next? I was gonna ask you guys if anybody wanted to go live together while we work on baskets. Hey, Miss Gloria, welcome in, welcome in. Nicole still live? Oh, thank you, all occasions. What's she over there doing? And Rachel, I found some of the cutest paper that I bought after Christmas. I think it's going to be perfect for some jumbo cards. So I'm excited. So we got 5 of them done. Rachel says, that's awesome. I have to get more boards. I have used all the black ones I had. That's all I have now is black. I don't even have any of the whites. So I don't even have any. I had to get what I could get, so I was happy to, get anything, but I do have black. There was some cute wrapping paper that I found after Christmas. I got some of it that has a bow on it. I think I only got like 2 rolls of that. Then I have some that's a reversible, and it looks like a wood grain on the other side. I thought that was super cute, so I'm excited to maybe use those for some Father's Day gifts. For those of you who still shopping the clearance sales, oh, the blue gummy bears are out. LBE just dropped the video with the blue gummy bears. Um, but yeah, I want to use those, the wood grain ones especially, for some, I guess, Father's Day or men concepts or something like that. So there was not a lot of stuff left over. Now, one of the managers at a Dollar General told me a couple of years ago, a couple of years ago, because he was a manager, he was a stickler about making sure his pennies were pulled and stuff like that. But he always missed stuff, and so I would go in and find things that he missed. And one particular time I went in and something was only like 90% off. And he saw me come in and he knew I only, shopped penny. I was a penny shopper or whatever. And so he he was like, scrambling around thinking, once he saw me, he thought something else had penny. So he ran to the office, and the next thing I know, he was like walking around in the store and all this kind of stuff. And I was standing over there getting some of the 90% off stuff. And he was like, I didn't know, is this stuff on sale? And I was like, yeah, it's 90% off. And he was like, oh, okay. I was like, so I think I asked him if he thought I was shopping for something else, or he said something about penny shopping or something. And I was like, no, it's just 90% off. Calm down. He was like, oh, okay. He was like, no, we absolutely love it when you guys buy this stuff at 90% off, because that tells corporate that we're not selling as much of it as they sent us. So that actually decreases the amount of inventory we even get the next year. And I've watched these stores, and the stores that are bought out at 90% off, the next year when those holidays roll around, they don't get nowhere near as much product. The store that's closest to me, at one point, I was getting quite a bit of stuff from them at 90% off, because there was some penny shoppers that would hit it really hard. So I would go and get, if something I actually need, I would get that stuff at 90% off. But over the years, like I say, I've watched that store get less and less and less product, to the point where they didn't even have products left before, like, Christmas. There wasn't much on the shelves even left before Christmas because they never got it. I looked in there the other day, and they have, like, the smallest little Valentine's aisle I've ever seen. It's like 2 shelves, and that's it. They don't have any other stuff. So I'm kind of thinking that the purchasing at the 90% off is actually signaling to them that they need to reduce the stock that they're sending that store. Because I saw it be reduced year after year at a lot of my stores around here. So yeah, penny shopping is getting a little bit more difficult. More people are realizing that you can do it, But the other part of that is, I think the stores are actually getting less product because of how much they're actually selling at 90% off. Not at a penny, at 90% off. Because once it's a penny, it's already out of the system. But at 90% off, it is still in the system to register to them that it's not being sold. It didn't sell until it hit 90% off. In which case, they just decreased the stock that they have. So I'm kind of thinking that's how that's going. I don't want that to be the case, but that's what it's looking like. That is what it's looking like. Stella says, I can't wait to see your heart boxes, Rachel. Yes, and thanks. Was nice. Ivory Kisses says, the Basketeers are working today. My head is spinning watching you and Nicole live, then all of these others dropping videos. Yes, ma'am. It's crunch time, baby. We're going to be hot and heavy from here on until, June or something? Rachel says, I wish I would have gotten more of the red wrapping paper I use for Christmas. I went to Hobby Lobby yesterday looking for the heart paper and no luck. Yes, there's none at my store either. They don't even have the cello bags there. They had some heart print cello bags at my Hobby Lobby. I went in there the other week looking for that stuff, and me nor the associates could find it. So, yeah. Hey, Miss Pamela Campbell, welcome in. Hobby Lobby, he only had the paper with bows on it. Yeah, that's what I have said. If I was a store, then I would be watching the sales in that way too. Right, yeah. I know, and I already got some of that. Yeah, that bow paper is cute. Now y'all know what I'm really waiting to go on sale is the doggone bow and ribbon line at Dollar General. That stuff is cute, especially the blankets. They have some cute blankets over there in that section. I am loving all the bows and stuff like that, and I'm glad I realized before that bows were going to be a thing because they have continued from the Christmas season, and now they're being being represented in Valentine's. And from one of the previews I saw in the little Dollar General book, when they show you the stuff, they have bows scheduled to come out for the Mother's Day items as well. So I think we did good. If you picked up any of that bow stuff, you're doing pretty good. I know Dollar Tree has a couple of a couple of paper bags that have bows on them. I saw it in black and in white. The bag itself, and then the bow is actually gold. So I think the bows are here to stay for a minute. So I want that stuff to go on clearance because I want some of that. Not enough for me to pay full price, but I do want some of that bow stuff. The stores are selling out of the bow stuff. My stores are low on everything. Yeah, they are. It's way more people buying crap for Valentine's Day than it seems like it was before. I know that. Cause it ain't nothing in there, and y'all know I don't even be in Hobby Lobby. So for me to go in there and they be like, "Yeah, it's already sold out," I was like, "What? All this crap y'all be having to get people buying it up like that?" Rachel says the bow stuff at Hobby Lobby is cuter. Also, they have a metal tumbler, bow tumbler that I want for myself when it goes down. Right, right, right. I had looked at the Hobby Lobby bow stuff. I saw their paper when I was over there looking at the shrink wrap bags and all that kind of stuff. I saw some paper over there. I thought those were cute. Um, so did you guys? I think somebody saw my cake boxes. I know Rachel asked had I finished them. I did not. I have one completed, Rachel. If you would like to see it, if any of y'all want to see the little cake box thingy, let me know. I bought my tumbler Thursday. Oh, you bought it? Oh. All of those must be old tubs because this tub actually has. Oh yeah, this is that beige color. This is a newer one. I wonder when I got this. Oh no, this is from last year also. No, 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 no. You know we want to see. Yes, let us see, please. We want to see everything. I also bought the Ladybug one from Michaels. It's so cute. Ladybug tumbler? I haven't seen that. I don't go to Michaels like ever. Oh, I'm glad I asked y'all about this. Because I need to open this up and put this thing in here. That's what I need to do. But here is my Cake Box LLC. Cake Box slash Coat Box slash Roll Box slash something something. I don't know. But this is it. This one is Hello Kitty. She's got the Hello Kitty sleep pants in here. There's that. This is a pair of Hello Kitty socks. We have the 2 pair hydrating under eye masks, Hello Kitty. And then we have a pair of Hello Kitty slides. Put a little rose in there. This tag came off of probably the shoes. And then this is the picture of the pants. I just put it down there on the bottom. Now what I did is I had this rose up under here, and then I snatched it and put it over there, which tore my paper, and I completely forgot that it was tore until after I had wrapped this completely up. So I'm gonna open this up. Should be relatively easy to do, or maybe not. I just thought about it. Because even if I open the side, that's not gonna, I have to take this all the way off in order to open this thing up. And I don't know if I want to do that. So we may even get us a nice big Hello Kitty sticker and stick it right there. And then they won't even see that until after they open it up. Because I was going to open it and slide like a little hand sanitizer in there just to kind of cover up where my tissue was tore at. But I don't think I'm going to do that. Because that means I literally, like I say, have to take all of this off of here, open the thing up just to put it in, and then rewrap it. So I may just put a sticker on there. Hello Kitty sticker or something like that right there in that little hole and call it a day. That tan is last year. Okay, I racked up on those in the red. Okay, cool. So cute. I was thinking I didn't buy any of them this year. That's why I was wondering. I know I didn't get that. I always have face that's so cute, beautiful. Oh yeah, I remember that is too cute. Thank you. Yes, this is the one. So we got Winnie the Pooh over there. Care Bears. There's Care Bears, Winnie the Pooh. Another Hello Kitty. And Mickey Mouse. I think I may do a Betty Boop. But the jury's still out on that. I got all these Betty Boop shirts and socks and all that kind of stuff, and I hadn't done anything with them. So I'm going to have to do something with those Betty Boops to get them moved. But yeah, so that's what I pulled. That's what I got going on in here. In here, there's nothing but, CVS robes. That's another thing I bought. CVS robes, plushes. I bought an entire big thing of handbags and ottomans. Oh, and metal containers. I found some more metal containers in storage, so I bought all of that stuff home. So I got my work cut out for me, and we're going to get some of this stuff completed. Probably not the ottomans today, but if nothing else, I guess since I'm in the mood to construct, I may just go ahead and build out the rest of these boxes and ottomans, and then go through and just put my product in. Maybe. And I only have one more Juicy Couture ottoman. I thought I had more than that, but I only have one. So, funny thing, Walmart has rose bears for $15. Yes, and those rose bears last year were $10. I think they were $9.99 last year, and now they're $15. Yep. Rachel says, "Or just wrap your bow so it covers the hole." Ooh, very nice. Definitely. Thank you, Rachel. $15, the double is a lie. Just say it right. You can go right on over to the tree store and get you a bear thingy for that amount of money. For $5. I found some penny stuff yesterday. It's like the person that doesn't want to go home. Now y'all sick of this. have an entire container of balls. What is it? Elma balls, Sesame Street balls, and these are the inflatable ball thingies. The guy in the store actually opened one of the inflatable things up and blew up a ball. Because I was like, these things don't work. But he opened it and blew them up. So they were a penny. So I got a box of those for Easter, of course. These were also a penny at the tree store yesterday. Dora the Explorer swirl decorations. Value pack has 12 pieces in it. It includes 3 large Dora thingies, some butterflies, some flowers, all of those types of things. Um, I don't remember Dora looking like this, but apparently she does. But they were a pity, so I picked them up. I couldn't leave them in the store. I'll probably end up dropping those off at a donation place. So, there's that. I actually should have left these in my car so that I can take them out of here. Next time I leave my house, I can just take them somewhere and drop them off. Dora has grown up. She do. She looking, yeah, she definitely looks a little more mature than she did before. They was a penny. Yes, ma'am. Let me hold a few of them balls. Girl, I seen you a box of them. I just pick these things up because I picked them up. Yep. That's the older Dora. It is. She don't even look like she got a backpack or nothing right now. She got on earrings and jewelry and all of the things. She actually does have on earrings and jewelry. Oh, wow. She got on some little capris, some little knee knockers. Go, girl. Jordan grew up on us. What else did I get? Oh, some freaking tread. I ain't even gonna talk about that. This I got, and I am so happy I found these. They have collapsible wooden easels now at the tree store. I don't know if you guys have saw these, but this is my first time seeing them. Actually, I saw a box one time, and the box was empty. Somebody had bought them all. But this is my first time being able to actually pick them up. And they are a good size, and it is actually an easel that you can put stuff on. So if you're doing paint and sips, they now have easels at the tree store. Also, if you are looking to display maybe cards or something else outside, you may be able to use something like this to display it either on your table or something. It's going to take up a lot of space, so maybe not this, but I was happy to find some easels there. I only picked up 2 because I haven't exactly figured out what I'm going to do with them, so I got to wrap my mind around what I'm doing with these easels before I go and get some more. I bought some of this little freaking cotton candy that I feel like I should just take back. But of course, they don't return candy or food or anything like that. I don't know what possessed me to buy this. Oh, that's what it was. I had saw the red trays and was thinking about making them lollipops. So I was like, I could put this in the lollipop, but then the red trays weren't on sale. So I still ended up with this. I should have just left it at the store. But I wanted to show you, this is some other candy. These are Dippin' powders. Kind of like the, what you call them? Not Dippin' Dots. I can't think of what the other things, what they're actually called. But they have these, and they're 10-pack. So you get 10 of the little packets of what the powder stuff, and then the little candy stick. So I thought that was pretty cool. They were $1.25 at the tree store. Individually packaged, of course. So I thought those were pretty cool. You get a decent number of those in here. So I picked those up. And this is most definitely my favorite find. Let me see. My store, my DT wouldn't sell me penny items. Mine either, Miss Pamela. Yeah. Initially, Dollar Tree's position was they did not sell penny items at all, and that was a fireable offense, meaning the employee that sold the penny items could lose their job for selling penny items. It was explained to me that they don't have but so many things to do as the cashier. One of those things is to make sure nothing for a penny rings up. So they would be fired, or that is grounds for termination if they sold penny items. So once I heard that, I was like, okay, I ain't risking nobody's job. I'm not going to try to go get no pennies from over there. That kind of a thing. Then when all and I even talked to a manager, district manager, about that because he was talking about telling me about them being fired for that. And so I was like, well, that sucks because this stuff is 25 cents that's on clearance. Eventually, it's going to go down to a penny. If you guys don't even know what all to pull, that's going to be more opportunities for people to just pick up random stuff and go and purchase it. And now that's going to get all your cashiers fired because it's so many penny things back there. And he was like, I know that's what's going on. I can't do nothing about it. Da, da, da. So I was like, okay, well, that sucks. Y'all going to lose a whole bunch of employees like that. Um, y'all need to do better. So anyway, fast forward to all of those quarter items going to a penny. I was like, I ain't going, because I don't want anybody to get fired. I ain't going. And they messed around and said that there was a memo out that told them that they are to sell the penny items just like Dollar General does. That's not what's on the memo. But the manager, if a customers find it, they can sell the item, and then a manager is supposed to go and remove the items off of the shelf, take the rest of them out of the store, um, either bundle it up or destroy it or whatever they do with it. So once I heard there was a memo that told them that they could do that, oh, it was on and popping in. So I hadn't really been in to press my luck with any penny items since then. I really hadn't been back at Dollar General looking for the penny stuff since I've been trying to work through my get ready for Valentine's Day. But since I was over there yesterday and I had to get a hand pump, I saw the balls, I saw these things, and I said, well, let's see if I can get them. And they sold them to me. So that's pretty interesting. So if your store, and even though a lot of the stores got memos, I think all of the stores got memos, some of them are still refusing to sell pennies. So I guess it's more of a know your battle. If it's important for you to get it, then I guess. But I don't really have time for it right now. So if you guys are still looking for visuals as far as which items are penny items, any of the content creators that have put out 25-cent find videos from Dollar Tree, all of those items are now a penny at the tree stores. So I think I have a number of videos. I think we hit it pretty hard for about a month there every time they came out, like every Thursday or whatever. So there are plenty of videos to show you some items that are a penny. But your miles may vary with regards to if the store is going to sell it to you or not. So good luck with that, Miss Pamela. Good luck with that. Fun dip, that's what it's called. What would you use for the handles on your lollipops? What would you use for the handles on your lollipops? I have no idea. Because I don't have any of those candy canes. If you want to cut down, if you have a mechanism to cut down those broomsticks, they have broomsticks in there. You can buy a broomstick and you probably could get two uh, lollipops with one broomstick. Um, there may be dowels that you can purchase from like a Lowe's or somewhere like that to do it with the wooden dowels, and you can either paint them or you can wrap them with like ribbon or something like that if you want to change the look and not have it wood. Um, but I don't know. I hadn't figured that part out because I definitely don't have any of those candy cane things. In Maryland, the manager said, "Get as much as you want." Yeah. But Stella says, "I went to $1 Tree that had a lot of wedding shot glasses." Yes, yes, yes. You can use wrapping paper rolls. You could. I was just wondering if that was going to be sturdy enough. The wrapping paper rolls I got ain't got nothing. I mean, as far as strong enough to hold a platter with items. I guess it'll all depend on what kind of items you're putting on your platter. If you got really heavy stuff, then probably not. But maybe some of the lighter weight stuff, yeah, that probably would work. And depending on what kind of rolls you got, because my rolls is flimsy. Estella says they also have plunger sticks at Dollar Tree to use for sticks for lollipops. That is true. Thank you, Mrs. Stella. Good thing, good thing. Yes. Now these are probably my favorite find of my tree store trip yesterday. These are on the go first aid kits. It's 21 pieces in here, and they are characters. So this one is the Avengers. They come with large bandages, medium bandages, wound dressings, paper tape, and a collectible tin. So, does that mean there's something printed on the tin? Because all I see is this little sleeve. Oh, it is. Ooh. So yeah, there's some picture of Avengers on the actual metal sleeve. I mean, on the actual metal top. So this is a keepsake or an additional item in and of itself. Plus, they get the little bandages, and if any of the kids you know or anything like the ones I know, they wear bandages as often as they can. So that is the Avengers, and this one is Barbie. And these were 125 at Dollar Tree. And they actually do say Barbie on the little bandages and on the little wound dressing thing. I don't know if you guys can see that. Hopefully it's focusing. But yeah, this is my first time seeing these. I don't know how long they've been out, but I picked up 4 Barbie and 2 Avengers. Or candy cane sticks that goes in the yard, or the candy cane stick. Yeah, I don't have any of those that go in the yard. That's what I was looking at. The ones Rachel was using were the candy cane sticks. I don't have those, so that's why I was trying to think of what else. But I'm liking the plunger and the what else was it? Wrapping paper roll was another suggestion. All Things for Kate says, ooh, they have character first aid kits now. Awesome, yes. I was using the generic ones before. This is even better. Yes, yes, yes. So I like this. I don't know what kind of gift I'm gonna include a Barbie first aid kit with, but yeah. For my Barbies, we got a little small something in a little tin can, something that they can use that's actually practical. So yeah, I was pretty excited about those. So next time you're in the tree store, if you're interested in that, check and see if they have any over there in your area at your store. So we got eagles, we got some first aid kits, and then we got some donation items. All this door to explore stuff. Like I said, I should have left this in my car. I do leave stuff in my car because, especially if it's donation stuff, and then that way I don't bring it in here and then have to try to remember to take it. I just leave it in the car. Sometimes I make the stop before I even come home. It just depends on what kind of stuff I buy and how much of it I get. But I try to make sure that donation stuff does not come in this house. I have one question for you guys, and then I'm gonna let y'all go. One question, one question, one question. All right. So while in storage, oh, I just pulled my bow off. While in storage, I found some of these memorial floral vase thingies that I got for a very inexpensive price at the Dollar General. If you know, you know. So they were originally $10, but of course, I'm not worried about this memorial stake thingy down here at the bottom. What I looked at when I was in storage, pulling all that crap out of there, is how this is constructed. This is one thing of flowers on a stick, and they have, let me get that out of the way, the little floral foam down there. I was like, shoot, I can make this into a whole floral bouquet thingy all by itself. And I have an entire box of this. I think it was like 12 or 16 in the box, maybe even 20, I forget. But there were a lot of these in that box. And I bought the entire box, plus the other ones that they had on the shelf. And I just pulled that out, and now it's on a little cone all by itself. Is that an animal? Oh no, that's something on the thing. Like some kind of residue or something. I thought that was an animal. I was gonna freak out. Make sure no little bugs in here coming in my house. So my question to you guys, basketeers, is can I get away with putting this in a thing and selling these as Valentine's like flowers? Is this Valentine's looking to you? Of course, there's no pics or anything in there. But do y'all think I can get away with this? Because if I can, then I may have just solved my own problem. Here's another one. These are all red, but there's a lot of them on here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, it's 12 flowers on these things. So do y'all think I can get away with this as making bouquets for like Valentine's Day? And y'all be honest, don't have me out here looking crazy. Of course, I would spruce it up and all of the things, and nobody would know that that's what it was except for you guys and whoever else watches this video. But other than that, do y'all think I can do that? Character band-aids, but they weren't in a tin. Yes, this is Stella, they do. Dara says, or paint sticks. Very nice. Yep, paint sticks would definitely work. 3 gifts done watching you. Let's go, Michelle. Very nice. All Things for the Case says, I used the first 8 kits in the Easter gifts last year. They loved them. Yes. Rachel says, I would say use the yard balloon sticks, PVC pipe, or a paint stirring stick. Oh, got it. I hope y'all writing this down. For those of you who were unable to get the candy cane thingies, PVC pipe is a good idea since they come in different sizes. Yes. And those PVC pipes and stuff like that, you know, y'all can get those people to cut that stuff to the size you want. So if you figure out, once you get in that store and you get one and you figure out how long you want it or that wood and all that kind of stuff, you can have them cut those things back there on those little machines. And then you don't have to try to take out your tools and do it or ask the hubby to do it, which is what I would have to do. Dara says, what a snowy day again here in Connecticut. Oh. Pamela says, sell at Mother's Day. Okay. Miss Estella says, would you take them out of the steak? Of course, Miss Estella. I ain't going to give them the memorial steak part of it. I was just going to repurpose the flowers. That was all I planned to do, was repurpose the actual flowers. I'm not giving nobody that little stick thingy. I mean, this little plastic memorial stake. It's literally just going to be the flowers. I'll repurpose those, is what I was asking. Michelle says, I'm superstitious. I'm closed mouth on this one. Oh my goodness. Rose says, yes, just add a few Valentine hearts or pics. Sally says, I don't see why not. Kay says, after you put your Esmeralda spin to it, absolutely. Rachel says, yes, and you are trying to keep the vase or use without a vase. No, ma'am. I could put these in a vase. I have plenty of vases, so I could put these in a vase and jazz it up a little bit more. Or, yeah, probably not in the floral bouquet thingy because they would, yeah, probably not in like a bouquet bag or anything like that. But I could definitely put them in a vase. Yeah, I could. Michelle, now you got me curious. I want to know what you're talking about. You say you closed lip on this one. Do you mind sharing why? Estella says, okay, well, yes, I would say repurpose. Okay. Rose says, but people really need them with the stakes for the cemeteries. I'm not, yeah, they do need them for this. Yeah, yeah. I'll figure it out. Rachel says, okay, then you use them flowers. That's what I did with those flowers I got. I sold at Mother's Day so very well. Yes. I added flowers to make more complete and added Bath and Body Works. Yep, that's what I was thinking. That is what I was thinking. I could add something to it. Of course, I would definitely have to add some more flowers and spruce it up and all of the things because these flowers are they kind of doing their own thing. But as far as a start, I could definitely start with this. It's got plenty of greenery on it. They're all spread out and stuck together, kind of together on this one little pole. Oh, even this comes out. Yeah, that's awesome because that whole thing is just on a little stake also. So it was just on a little stake stuck in there. The little flower, I mean the bow. So yeah, it's literally just on there. It's one whole piece in this piece of styrofoam. So it has some more flowers in there, some picks and some different things. And I think it is going to work out. Bath and Body Works. Bath and Body Works. I think I have some. Like little baby Bath and Body Works. The little small ones. Not the big ones, huh? I don't think the big ones don't go in there. No, they'd have to be the baby ones. Let me see. I added flowers to, yep, okay. Michelle says, I would just always think the repurpose of the flowers is to recognize death. I would just always think the purpose of the flowers is to recognize death. Huh. Very interesting. Very interesting. Thanks for sharing, Michelle. Thank you for letting me know why you said that. Kay says, great reuse idea. They symbolize the love that you had for that person too, Michelle. Yes. Rachel says, yes, I use the mini hand sanitizer spray and the mini lotions. Yeah, okay, the minis. Okay, I get it, but yeah. Well, I was just wondering. Like I say, I saw them. I went in there picking up stuff, and I was like, hold on. In addition to that entire bucket of red velvet roses I have from last year, um, I saw all of these sitting up there, and I was like, crap, could I do that? Hmm. The people aren't going to know that it represents death. I don't think it represents death. The flowers, because we get flowers, regular flowers, and I don't ever think about it representing death. But I feel you on that. I feel you. I feel you. To each their own. It's one of those things. But, oh, this even comes off. These are the coolest little stakes ever. Would you look at that? Okay. Let me see. Can I get it? But hi, I'm sorry. The purpose is to sell. Yes, Lady True, it is. It is. Yep. Meaning what, Lady True? That you don't see an issue with them being sold because the purpose is to sell them? Is that my understanding of what you're saying? So these exact same flowers, Michelle, these exact same flowers are the flowers that will be in a artificial floral arrangement that's sitting up in those Dollar General buckets. So because it was in the stake, it now represents death flowers as opposed to just being regular flowers. Did the stake make it be that, or is it because it was initially created to be, or this particular item was created to be a memorial vase? The flowers are for whatever you want to use them for, death, life, or whatever. Girl, use some flowers and get your money, honey, and fill your bag. Most definitely. You already know I was. Michelle says, no, I'm saying those specific ones, but I can see why you would repurpose those. They're really nice. Miss Sally says, looking forward to see what you do with them. Lady True says, no, my beloved, you are repurposing them. Um, I buy them all the time and take them apart. Yes, ma'am. Gotcha, Lady True. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Well, guys, that was it. I think we've been up here a pretty long time. Thank you guys for hanging out and spending some Sunday time with me. And it's, yeah, it is Sunday. For spending some Sunday time with me. I appreciate it. I hope me running my mouth um, gave you the decorating time with Rochelle's on. Awesome. Got another basket maker on too. I don't know if Nicole's still on or not. I missed her live, so I'm gonna have to go back and check on that. Watch her replay. Um, but yeah, just working on some gifts and getting some things staged and getting ready to rock and roll. So I hope by me talking and chatting and hanging out that you were able to focus on what it was that you have to get done and that you were able to get some concepts completed. So I thank you guys for hanging out. Yes, Nicole is still on. Awesome. Michelle says, yes, because that was the reason they were created. I didn't mean to make a combo about it. Oh no, it's not a combo about it. I was wondering. I asked you. So no, you're free to make whatever comment you're wanting, Michelle. I just wanted to know after you said it. Initially, I was going to leave it alone, but then I was like, wait, why did she say it? So that's why I asked you. So no, it's no problem. I don't think it was an issue at all. I was just wondering. So thank you for explaining. I do appreciate that. And with that being said, guys, I'm gonna let y'all go. We're gonna go over to Miss Rochelle's house, do a drive by. I'll go hang out with Nicole for a while and do some of my admin duties. Maybe not, because I need to work. Um, Rachel says today is personal work day. Taking daughter's hair down. We'll be here for a while. Oh, Rachel, you just reminded me. You just reminded me. I need to do something to my hair. I do need to do something to my hair. Great live. Thank you for all the help. Thank you. Always have faith. I appreciate you hanging out. Miss Rose said, y'all have a great, blessed day. Thank you. You as well, Miss Rose. Love the live as always, says Michelle. I appreciate you, Michelle. Thanks for coming in and hanging out. You guys rock. We got 57 thumbs up. It's 37 of us still in the chat. So that's cool. But yeah, I need to be doing hair also. I don't want to do hair. I do not want to do hair. My daughter's schedule has changed, so now she won't be able to do my hair until like the end of the week, and I don't want to wait that long. I have a birthday next Sunday. Do I have? Is my birthday next Sunday? Hold on a second. I just thought about that. Where's my calendar? What is the day? My birthday is next Sunday. Yeah, I cannot wait until the end of the week to get this done. Let me get on my grind because I need to get my life together. How in the world did I forget that? Well, well, well. Michelle says, I'm heading to the Keisha Cole concert. I hope she does well, right? Enjoy that. That should be nice. I don't think I know one song that Keisha Cole made. Just one. Maybe two. That love song, and then there was something else that I like way better than that. Very interesting. That's nice. Enjoy the live. Yes, the 25th is my birthday. It's next Sunday. So, yeah, I may need to go ahead and do my own hair. Doggone it. I did not want to do that, y'all. But she can't do it until later this week. And ain't nobody waiting until then. I need to at least get started on it. She can come through and do my cut. She'll give me a nice, nice cut. So, yeah, we're going to lose a couple of inches for the 2026. I'm super excited. Yep. We are losing some inches. I'm going to cut this hair off of here. So, Mine is Tuesday. Happy early birthday, Estella. My son's birthday is Sunday too. Happy birthday, birthday twin. Miss Sally's son's my birthday twin. You decided to go ahead and do it. Yes, ma'am. It's cutting. I'm gone. It's girl. Yes, ma'am. Yep. I haven't even picked out a style yet, but I know I'm cutting at least 2 inches. I already know it. I just need to figure out what style I want. It's kind of funny. I've always had like my hair has a lot of movement to it. It doesn't matter what I get done to it. It always has a lot of movement. I have a lot of hair, but it's kind of fine, so it usually flies everywhere. So I've always had like feathered styles, Farrah Fawcett-ish type styles, but not so much Farrah Fawcett, of course. But they've always been feathered and that kind of thing. So I was telling my daughter, I was like, yeah, drop me some nice layers in there, and then that way I can just go and feather it. And she was like, Mama, you better not wear your hair feathered. In 2026, ain't nobody wearing no feathered hairstyles and all this kind of stuff. Child, it wasn't 2 days later, one of her friends posted something on social media, and she had went and got her hair done, and that was the style she selected. And my kid was on there talking about how cute it looked and this, that, and the other. I was like, girl, I know you weren't just giving me grief about this exact same hairstyle that your friend and went and got paid to get installed. Mine is natural and it's a problem. But she went and bought hers and you liking it? Like, I'm not understanding. So she thought that was kind of crazy. I thought it was crazy. But yeah, she told me I can't get it feathered. So um, the feathering is just my doing. It's just layers. I like the layers of it so I can do different things to it. So I'll definitely be getting some layers in there. But yeah, we cutting off at least 2 inches, maybe 3. Miss Rose says, I hear your hubby's heart breaking as you said it. I know. Does hubby know? I told him that style's coming back. I told him the other day, I'm gonna get my hair cut. And that's it, and that's all. And he was just normally he'll have something to say like, we gonna look like two dudes sitting up in there. If you get your hair cut, that's usually his go-to, or either what's the other thing he says? The two dudes is usually what he says. But this time when I said it, he literally looked at me and he was just like, okay. And he had the saddest look on his face, and I was like, oh. But then I started thinking about it. I think he's like reverse psychologying me. Like if I'm sad about it, she won't do it. And I was actually considering not doing it because he was so sad. But then, yeah, I don't tell him how to get his hair, how to wear his hair. He don't tell me how to wear mine either. But yeah, I don't know. I'm cutting it. I'm cutting it. I ain't had a cute style in some time. So his option is either me have a shorter haircut and he gets to see it more often, because as long as it's this length, it's going to stay pulled in a ponytail or something, because it doesn't do what I want it to do at this length. I can't really get it to do what I want it to do. So we're going to get a couple of inches cut off so we can get us a little bit of movement, get our body back, so we can feather out some styles, do some layers, and I think it'll be fine. He probably won't even notice if I don't tell him, so we shall see. We shall see. Miss Rosen always have faith and make me feel all bad about it again. I'm just saying. I'm finna go, y'all. Let me get off of here. It's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. You guys have a great rest of your day. We're finna go over to somebody else's house, so I will see you guys in the chat. Peace and blessings. Y'all be good. We'll see y'all later.